You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child.
What the hell happened to you just now?
Cough, sneeze. Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Well, you were muted.
Cough,
then the
sneeze.
music ended. Howdy,
then I
folks,
coughed.
or should I say, because it's the 5th of November, howdy, foxes.
Oh, that's right.
Get it?
Remember the 5th of November.
Anonymous Day. Cool.
Yeah, but Corky can't be anonymous. Look at my comment.
Totally forgot. 5th of November.
If I remember, I'll try to say something to the effect of happy birthday when I get back to the States. Yes, I am in Mexico today.
Then I'll say happy birthday, Corin. I don't get it.
Excuse me.
Yes, this is the joke I was trying to make. Howdy, foxes. Get it? And Bird's saying he doesn't get it.
Guy Fawkes, come on.
Guy Fawkes, yeah, exactly.
One of the most famous people we don't even know what he really looked like.
Nope. But I'm going to go ahead and add some Canadian whiskey to my coffee. Hashtag not sponsored, but this is by a company called 40 Creek, which I've never heard before, but they had a good deal on them, so I bought a bunch.
And you do that, and I'm going to load a bowl.
Yes, Bird. Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I see no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Yvette could probably tell us a lot more about it, and she's in the house.
Oh, Yvette. Sorry, hey, Yvette, look up tonight. We got major solar activity, which means the UK should see the Aurora Borealis tonight. All the way from Scotland to the lower UK. So you should be able to see the Aurora Borealis tonight. I was going to send you a message, but hey, you're here. Sorry.
Nope. We go off on tangents all the freaking time here. So, anyone going to burn anything special on today's Guy Fawkes night?
Yeah, I'm going to burn a joint.
Yeah, I'm just going to burn a cigar.
But, don't look at me.
All right,
I don't
so
play
I have
with
a
fire.
question
Learn
for
my
you.
lesson.
Question for who?
Well, after your burning ring of fire from last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie with my son on Friday. Has anyone seen it?
Oh, God.
Balloon Boy makes an appearance.
I've seen half of it. I didn't watch the entire thing.
Well, here's the funny part, okay? I asked his mom, because his mom said that she was going to take him. And she said that he got scared at the beginning of the movie and had to leave, came back, got scared again, and wouldn't come back again.
Huh.
So I was like, okay, so he still says he wants to watch it. Okay. And I was like, well, that was in a dark movie theater. He's gonna if we watch it with when he watches it with me, he's gonna be watching on a phone in a brightly lit storage unit because he was helping me out at the storage unit, and he's gonna be with his dad, not his mom. And sure enough, he sat through the whole thing because as soon as I started laughing at one of the scary parts, he kind of realized this isn't really that scary if I'm laughing at it.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was scarier.
Well, I can understand, like, for, you know, a 5, 6, 7-year-old being scared of it, just as they were scared of the games. But I couldn't help but laugh at the whole intro because they're playing it off 100% straight, but, you know, the effects and the setup were just like a complete and total Saw ripoff, and I couldn't help but laugh at the situation. And it's like once I'm laughing about it, he's like, "Oh, it must not be scary if he's laughing." So, but I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very age appropriate. I mean, it's PG-13. Just like the games, a lot of the gore is off screen, which is fine because again, it's similar to the games. I got some of the references, despite the fact that I haven't played most of the games. I mean, pretty much all the games I haven't played. But I like, for those who watch Game Theory, Matt Pat had a cameo, which was kind of awesome. Or am I the only one that watches Game Theory and all his channels?
There's like 4 or 5 game YouTubers who had a cameo in the movie, I believe.
Well, there was 2 that had physical cameos, and some of them had other cameos that I was told about later on by my daughter and my son. Caddy also watched the movie because she's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. So it's funny. It's like the oldest and the youngest are the ones that like the series. The 2 middle ones can't stand it. Daddy, I don't watch scary movies. I live alone and need to be able to get up in the night to pee without turning on the lights. Okay, except that's the whole point. If you're desensitized to the scares, then you're going to be fine to do that anyway.
Well, most people aren't afraid of the actual dark. They're afraid of what's being alone in the dark. Psychological.
I don't know. I consider darkness as a comfort.
That's why I loved Alaska. It was dark a lot.
Maybe I should, someone needs to pull the Bane quote. You only adopted the dark. I was born in it.
You merely adopted the dark. Quote it correctly.
Well, I haven't seen the movie in years.
Okay, I got a trivia
I'm
question
allowed
for
to
you about.
disagree.
I got a trivia question for you about the movie. How many times was Bane knitting? How many times was Bane knitting?
Knitting?
Yes. How many times was he knitting in the movie?
I have no idea.
He was knitting 6 times in the movie.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you can see him when he's talking. He's knitting.
Who is that? Your channel? You're shamelessly plugging, Yvette?
I believe so.
And apparently, Dandelion is pulling a Bane right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did watch it. I finally, because of everyone recommending it, I started watching For All Mankind. Okay.
Hi, Bob.
I was at a friend's house, and he had Apple TV, so we sat down to watch it. Because he had actually never seen it as well, and I was like, all right, let's go ahead and start watching it. What the fuck is wrong with Apple TV? Because it needed to stop and buffer I would say around 23 times just for the first episode. It didn't do that for Netflix. It didn't do that for Paramount Plus. It didn't do that for YouTube. But for Apple TV, sometimes it was like several times a minute. It would just stop to buffer.
Damn.
And I'm just like, what? We ended up stopping at during episode 3 because we couldn't continue. It was just annoying us the fuck off the entire time. And it was, we tried like, because he's like, I've been paying for it for months and I haven't even watched anything. So we bounced around to a few other shows and every show was having a buffering issue.
I never have that problem with my Flexbox.
Well, he has Cox internet, so it's not my favorite, but as I said, no other streaming service had an issue. And Bird's saying he doesn't have any, he's never had a buffering issue. So I don't no idea what was going on, but it made watching the show incredibly annoying. So I only watched the first 2 episodes and half of the 3rd episode.
Oh.
But the worst part is it was like, it would go for like 20 minutes straight, just fine. And then it would have the serious buffering issue. Like every few seconds, it needed a buffer. And then it would be fine.
What is this?
Giant coffee.
Looks like we got a bot. Looks like we got a bot on Twitch.
I'm also on Twitch, so we got a couple of bots on Twitch. It's fine.
Okay. I saw a huge message like, what the hell is that? Yeah, if something ends in RU, it's definitely a bot.
Well, I just stream to Twitch because why not? I have no illusions that anyone really pays attention on Twitch.
I just cross stream on X, well, formerly known as Twitter, but still, you got to go to twitter.com to get there, and YouTube.
Yeah, gotta love the fact that you have to go to twitter.com to go to a site that's not Twitter.
I know. The little bird is still there on the top right icon.
And I love the passive aggressive that YouTube's doing against it because everything is still labeled Twitter with the little bird icon when you're posting to, or sharing it like a live stream like this. It still says Twitter. I love that passive aggressiveness. But yeah, no one told me that For All Mankind was an alternate history thing, and I appreciate the fact that no one spoiled that for me. I when that twist came, I was thoroughly impressed.
Good. Yeah, Bird. When Bird was describing it, he said it's an alternate history. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And I'm like, okay, season 2, season 3, season 4. Come on, come on, come on. I got addicted to that show since Bird mentioned it. Like, holy shit, this is a great show.
Oh, well,
Now-
it's a great way to teach people. It doesn't necessarily mean what the hell happened in the past would have happened anyway, or even if it happened differently, it's all the same shit, different hot dog.
Well, I like the fact that their excuse for the whole thing is one guy didn't end up dying. And that's what kicks off this alternate history. I like it when it's simple. It's not like a confluence of events that have to all be, like, I love the Fallout series, but let's face it, the alternate history part of it keeps changing with when it occurs. Because originally it was the 1950s, and then now it's like the 19 or like
70s.
What was it, the 1700s now. They keep pushing it back.
I mean, For All Mankind is not history, but it parallels some history. Parallels, not mirrors, parallels. Wait till season 3. Wait, we're talking about All Mankind, and where is NB Geek?
I don't know. But I think it's interesting that even Bird says it's awesome considering how woke it is.
It is. I know. It's an awesome show, dude. I'm like, Bird recommended it. I'm like, really? Okay. I loved it.
And when is the 4th season dropping?
I believe next week.
I know it's soon. All right.
1 or 2 weeks. 1 or 2 weeks from now.
How many episodes are in a season? Because I wasn't paying attention to that, but as I said, we got to the 3rd episode before we stopped.
Oh shit, I'm not sure. I don't feel like going back there right now.
Because that was just one night. Maybe next time it'll be fine.
Let me see. Hang on. I'll do it right now. For All Mankind. Okay. Let's see. For All Mankind. Season 1 was 10 episodes. Season 2 is 10 episodes. And season 3 is 10 episodes.
Well, if I can get through 2.5 episodes a week, that means I should be able to finish it in trying to do basic math, and I can't do it right now. 4, 8, 12, 11 weeks. But anything else you guys watched this week?
Not really. Besides Loki and Lower Decks.
Yeah, I didn't
Gen
catch
Z
up on Loki.
Hit a grand slam.
What?
And I'm waiting to watch Lower Decks with Caddy because that's something we bonded over.
One of the best meta jokes in Star Trek was uttered on this latest episode of Lower Decks.
Well, no spoilers.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it, but it was. I laughed my ass off. Like I had to pause it and hit rewind so I can hear the next line after that. It was so funny.
Good morning.
We're being invaded by British Canadians.
Excellent.
How's it going, Daniel?
Only one of us, though. You probably won't get any other British Canadians invading you.
As long as you're not French.
One show that I've watched recently that was really good, Only Murders in the Building.
I have not seen season 2.
You should watch it. Season 3 was actually really good. It was much better than season 2, and season 2 was pretty good for a season 2.
Right. That's the one with Martin Short, right?
Yeah, Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez of all people. I don't really know her very well, but it was pretty good. Actually, season 3, it just completely it just has so much fun with itself. Like it makes all kinds of like weird like references to other work that they've done, but without
mention them by name.
Exactly. Yeah, just being very meta about itself.
Well,
and Paul Rudd is in it, and Meryl Streep.
Hopefully they're making Three Amigos jokes with Steve Martin and
Martin Short.
Martin Short.
I wasn't even looking for that. I only caught a couple of them because I was just sort of, just enjoying the show. But yeah, and Jane Lynch as Steve Martin's body double is so good.
Because I would love them to make a joke around Three Amigos just being like, Steve Martin and Martin Short are like driving a car and it breaks down and they just go, God, Chevys suck.
I'm trying to think what car they drive when they drive. They do drive a car occasionally.
Or Chevys are so infamous. I know, they're great.
I'd have to rewatch it to look for more references, but yeah.
If you know anything about the filming of that movie, Three Amigos, Chevy Chase was a complete prick to everybody on the set.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying they would say Chevy sucks.
Yeah, I know. So infamous. I know.
Yeah. No, I don't think they did anything like that. I mean,
Yeah,
but it definitely if you were looking for like a good thing to watch, I would definitely recommend that. It's been I really enjoyed it. I think it's on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Hulu.
I'm going to go to my little list of stuff I got to watch, and I'm going to add that to it.
You should.
If I can find it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I mean, it's only 3 seasons, so it's not like it'll take you months to catch up. It's not like deciding to rewatch The Simpsons from episode 1, season 1, or anything like that.
Oh, that's a long watch.
Can you imagine? Would you even be able to get through it all in a lifetime? Like, I guess you must, but
I think it's like 37 hours straight to watch.
oh God, it's so bad. No, Pickles is just doing other stuff and just interjects periodically.
Hey, what's going on? Howdy. I'm back. Hey, Danny Land.
Hey, Pickles.
Okay,
Jedi
only
Bill was
murderers
asking
in the
for
house,
people.
or only murderers what?
Only murders.
What?
Only murders in the building. Only murders in the
That
building.
sounds fun.
It is. It's a good show. I mean, you can't go wrong with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Was it
It's
like
on
Zoom?
Disney and Hulu, Pickles.
Oh, Dandelion, I already gave you vet some astronomical information. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Before sunrise, look up about an hour and a half or so if you wake southwest, and you can see some meteor showers, the torrid meteor showers tonight.
Ooh, tonight? Oh, I think it's going to be cloudy. Let me see.
It's cloudy here. That's why I'm letting you know.
Damn it. Well, if it's cloudy for you, then there's like a reasonable chance it's cloudy for you. Hey, Jedi Bill. Good to see you.
I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, looked outside, I'm like, shit, clouds. I'm going back to sleep.
No, we have all kinds of also now we just changed the clock. So previously I was getting up early, like my usual time, but it was dark. And now when I get up, it probably won't be quite as dark. So, but again.
Yeah, we're supposed to set our clocks at 2 o'clock. I was going to do it at 1:50. I forgot, so I did it at 1:45.
Oh, you know what I do? I just do it when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, I guess you didn't get that joke.
Yeah.
Nobody got that joke.
Well, remember, it's really hard for us to get jokes that aren't funny, Elihu. We've made that clear with LDG already.
Oh, that's right. That was a Florida man joke. Come on, he should at least got it.
Sorry.
Besides, my phone just resets the time itself.
Yeah, everything does for me.
Well, my stove and my microwave don't.
The only thing in my house or in my life that I deal with that doesn't change automatically is my car. Even our microwave and refrigerator change automatically because they're connected to our Wi-Fi.
Wait, my coffee pot hasn't changed. Damn.
I don't have interconnected appliances. I don't believe in interconnected appliances. Thank you very much. I wouldn't, even if I could connect my fridge to the internet, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, what's the point?
It seems really unnecessary.
Yeah, open the fridge, look inside of it. Hello.
I didn't buy everything, okay? I just set it up for them so that, if the refrigerator, they forgot to shut the refrigerator door all the way, it will send them a text message, or not a text message, but, a message on their phone saying, refrigerator door open, or...
I have Fridge Penguin for that.
I'm sorry, but anybody who has a refrigerator door that does not close automatically, you need a new refrigerator. I've never had that problem.
Well, no, sometimes if your floor is a little bit uneven, mine doesn't close properly, but Fridge Penguin reminds me if it's not closed. He yells at me and tells me to shut the fridge and door.
Never had that problem.
So, and literally the only reason the microwave is connected is so it'll change the clock. That's the only thing it can possibly do.
Right. Well, we lose power all the time here. Like we get power outages because we're in a remote-ish location. So if a branch knocks a wire down, it takes like half a day to get it set back up again. And so I'd be changing it all the time. I have to change. Half the time I don't even leave the time on the microwave.
Well, we've got this little auxiliary power station thing that can provide the house with about an hour's worth of power. As long as you turn most things off, like it'll power the fridge, and that's about it for an hour if we lose power. But it'll keep certain things running to the point where we won't have to worry about that kind of stuff unless the power outage lasts a lot longer. And even then,
Well-
if it happens, you can connect the power station to your car and run your car, and it'll keep power running to the house.
Right. We do, the next door has a generator, and if the power's out for an extended period of time, we connect to that, but it only does the heat and the water because we are a well, so we need the pump to run to get water. So, but that's the only two things. We do the
Yeah,
old
back when I had
fashioned
my
method
little
of just not opening the fridge a lot when there's no power. Mind you, it's cold enough in here that it's not much colder in the fridge.
When I had my little mobile home that me and the Vile Child lived in, a few years back, it had the ability to run off the propane tanks.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we lost power, quite literally, our refrigerator, stove, and hot water heater would all still work.
Yep.
Because they could run off the propane.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
we had
most mobile, like most trailers and campers have that.
Yeah. And the auxiliary battery would power some of the lights, but not the outlets. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's cool.
So,
the other day the power went out and I was like wandering around with a flashlight, and I had to take my my blender to work so I could have breakfast.
You took your blender to work?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any other way to have my smoothie. It was a smoothie morning for breakfast. I didn't have anything else. So.
Jamba Juice, hello.
I don't think
I'm sorry,
you realize where I live, man. There's nothing like that between me and work. Like, I work in a rural area and I live in a rural area, and I guess there's a Starbucks in town and a Tim Hortons, but I don't drink coffee, and I don't like smoothies out. They're all full of sugar. Mine is full of like dandelion greens and parsley and maybe some cocoa powder.
I'm sorry, you just completely lost me when you said I don't like coffee. That does not compute.
Actually, no, that's not true. I actually don't know if I like coffee. I've never had any.
Well, if you ever come down to San Diego, I will strap you into a chair, Clockwork Orange style, with except instead of keeping your eyes open, it'll keep your mouth open. I'm going to pour coffee down your gullet until you like it.
That makes me not want to come and visit you. But thanks for that, man. I'm good. I think I don't think I want to. I don't think I'm going to bother with the coffee. I enjoy tea a lot. And I look at it this way: more coffee for the rest of you.
Coffee.
Yeah, I can't do tea. My family loved their sweet tea back in Texas, but to me, it always tasted like watered down Gatorade.
Oh, yeah, I don't do sweet tea, and I do really nice tea. Like, there's a good tea place in Vancouver that I buy tea leaves from, or from whom I buy tea leaves.
Can't stand sweet tea.
Yeah, I don't drink sweet tea. I don't put sugar in it or anything.
And the amount of sugar they would put in their sweet tea is just, I was like, how? I'm shocked the water can dissolve that much sugar.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
So it was really just sugar water with a slight flavor of tea.
Yeah, and it was disgusting to me.
Is your family like wasps or something?
No, they're
no, I mean literal wasps, like with stingers and wings.
No, I know what you meant, but no, they are definitely not. One, they're not. Shoot, didn't the P stand for Presbyterian or something?
I have no idea. I don't.
Because
I wasn't thinking of that at all. I was thinking of literal like wasps around sugar water or bees around sugar water.
I thought you were thinking of the white Anglo-Saxon Presbyterian.
Protestant. It's Protestant.
Protestant. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking of that at all. I was thinking of literal flying insects that like sugar water.
Mosquitoes.
Sure.
Gnats.
Bees.
Yep. Little gnats.
Yep. Fungus gnats. Yep.
Hate the little fuckers.
Fruit flies.
So what else
Speaking
have you
of
guys watched recently?
Just Loki.
Yeah, I didn't watch episode 5 yet. Is episode 6 out yet?
Whatever came out on Thursday. I thought that was 5 on Thursday.
Yeah, 6 is next week.
Yeah.
The season finale.
The English all felt a shiver down their side. Yeah, I know. Too sweet. It's just not right. No sugar. I do
so
like
gross.
a splash of milk in mine, though.
The English just felt a shiver down their spine. Real tea or not at all. An English breakfast blend, my favorite, no sugar.
Ooh, I don't know. I like Earl Grey, cream Earl Grey. I do lots of like the spiced tea, like the chai. But of course, that's kind of a weird thing to say because chai is just how they say tea in India.
Yeah, it's like coffee.
Yeah. So anyway, but I'm actually having that right now. I like a spiced tea on a Sunday morning because it's the only day of the week that I put milk in my tea. The other days I just drink it black.
Well, Jedi Bill's saying that he saw Viva Vendetta, and I haven't seen it recently, but I still love that movie. To me, it's one of the best comic book adaptations of all time.
I remember seeing that movie.
I haven't seen it in ages.
I'm just going to top up my tea.
I just topped off my coffee cup.
Nice. Well, I just need to say it because if anyone hears the weird water pouring noise, they'll think I'm peeing. But I would never take you guys to the bathroom with me to do that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Aw, thanks, Fridge Penguin. I love Fridge Penguin. He's being nice today.
What did you say today?
Oh. Did I show you guys Fridge Penguin?
Yeah.
Yes, you've shown us Fridge Penguin before.
I'm going to show everybody else. Just a second. Let me get my camera on here. See, Fridge Penguin! He's going to start yelling at us to shut the fridge and door, though.
Don't make me come out there and close it for you.
There he goes. That's almost as cute as when Elihu's phone goes off and it says, "You have another fucking text message."
Right?
I like that.
Well, Jedi Bill, watch Only Murders in the Building. That's on Disney. At least watch that before you get rid of Disney Plus. I mean, the
I
show's
already
not
got
a
rid
Disney
of
show,
Disney Plus, but fortunately, I have friends, so.
Well,
what
yeah,
was
I
it?
don't have Disney Plus either. I'm just, somebody else lets me use their Disney Plus.
A friend of mine literally gave me access to his Paramount Plus or Peacock or whatever. It has both. Account. But he said that he's giving me access because he fully expects me to convince Caddy to do more of the Star Trek reviews.
Right.
So I'm hoping I can convince her to start doing those reviews again because we now have access to all of Star Trek again.
Nice.
Because I got pissed when Hulu got rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I only have Disney Plus, which I borrow, and then Netflix, which I share with someone else, but I pay for it because they pay for my email. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, my ex and I still have like certain things intertwined, just, in a friendship way. And an occasional, with benefits way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, if he's single, then whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well,
if he's with someone, then there's nope. But I don't do that kind of thing. I don't disrespect other women. Never do that.
Yeah, we definitely don't kink shame or slut shame because if anyone's a slut on this channel, it's me.
Nice. Good for you.
Me and Mrs. Vile have made plenty of jokes about that.
Hang on a second. I got to hear this.
You got to hear what?
I don't know. Something that we're not listening to. He turned off his microphone, so. Yeah, other than that, I mostly just watch political stuff on on YouTube. I like Bo of the Fifth Column. He's always got good commentary.
You know, what's funny is whenever I go to shorts on YouTube, they inevitably go into political stuff.
There's a lot of political stuff. There's a lot of political stuff on YouTube.
Sorry,
but you know, me being progressive and all that, I sort of, you know, steer in a certain direction, I guess.
Well,
Sorry,
I've noticed a lot of my. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Eli.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute because APEC is coming here next week, and I had to hear some news announcement. There's a virtual town hall meeting going on about security and road closures and pedestrian safety because Biden and Xi Jinping is supposed to be in town at the exact same time. Yeah, it's going to be hell down here next week.
Yeah.
They're shutting down 2 off ramps to the freeway. They're cutting down a couple of muni access. I'm like, yeah, I got to listen to that town hall meeting on Tuesday. Sorry, I had to hear that.
No, that's okay. Hey, Elihu, when you should go on one of your little trips next week or what during that time period.
I'm thinking about getting out of town for the couple of days. I'm like, whoa, shit, I forgot about that.
See, if you had your passport, you could crash here and, you know, explore BC for a few days.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad of Biden, but Xi Jinping, the president of China as well, at the exact same time, it's going to be hell.
Is there some kind of like meeting going on of some sort?
It's
like are they both there for the same thing?
It's the APEC summit. I mean,
okay.
It's going to be held because of the recent attack on the Chinese consulate. That's why it's going to be held.
Right. That makes sense. I go by the whole principle, if the voices tell you to hurt people, don't listen to the voices. Not just the voices in your head, any of the voices. If voices tell you to hurt people, don't listen to those voices. That's the principle I live on.
Only catch the
what
Pokemon
if
that
the voices tell you to hurt bad people?
No, I still don't hurt people.
No, you only listen to the voice to tell you which Pokemon to catch.
Sure.
Well, that voice tells me. Unfortunately,
if I catch Pokemon, perhaps if I catched Pokemon, that might make sense. But yeah, no, I do not catch Pokemon.
You know, I might actually end up downloading Pokemon Go again just to see how much has changed in the 2 years I stopped playing.
Oh, I think that glitch is still on there.
There's a lot of Pokemon that I haven't seen because I stopped playing the games, you know, at some generation I can't remember.
I believe the Pikachu glitch is still active, by the way. You don't catch the first 3 or 4 Pokemon, the next one will be a Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Bill has a question. If you only had 90 days before the world ends, what would you do with your remaining time? It depends entirely on how it's going to end.
Well, that would also include Christmas. So I would probably finish this sweater for my sister. And then I'd probably take all the money out of my investment account and, you know, spend it on fun things or go on a trip. I guess it would really depend on the nature of the end.
Yeah, it would depend on what is causing the end of the world.
Right?
If it's just something as simple as like asteroid hitting, then I'm doing everything I can to
know it ends or world entirely ends.
Yeah, is it a sudden end like a CMB or a slow end like an impact?
Yeah.
It all depends.
Right? Like, would you only survive the 90 days? Because my principle has always been that if it's going to be shitty, I want to be amongst the first people to die, not the people who struggle to survive afterwards. Because people always tell me that I'm the person they want around after the world ends because I know how to, like, do things and grow food and all, you know, I have like lots of like really like oldie timey skills. But I'm like, no, I want to die. I don't want to have to sit around taking care of you slacker losers who couldn't be bothered to learn any skills beforehand.
Sorry, I said the wrong
I've made the joke about a zombie apocalypse many times. And my kids are like, well, you know how to handle everything. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to. I mean, I'll take care of you guys because you're my kids, but I don't want to be dealing with your friends too.
Right.
Your friends will end up on the barbecue.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I don't want to take care of you slackers just because you don't have skills. Well, it would probably have to be group. Hey, David.
Yeah, it would
Hey,
be
go out
group
with
for
the
me
bang.
only because it'd be me and my kids and maybe one of their moms.
Yeah, it would probably be
And of
group for
course,
me because
Kyle.
I have a group right now of fairly capable individuals.
But
Like the
if it's
people
something
that
like if the world was ending because it was just mankind ending, like everyone on the planet contracted the same disease at the same time, at the 90-day tick, everyone's gonna die, and that's a little bit different.
Right.
At that point, I'd be going into the lab doing everything I can to try to cure myself. Even if I knew beforehand it would be pointless, I'd still try.
Because you have mad lab skills, dude?
No, but I know enough that I could assist other people in that endeavor.
Okay. No, that's totally cool.
Well, I got my degree in organic chemistry, so
No, that's what I'm asking. You have that's a skill you have. That's cool.
yes. So
See,
not only could I try to
say
find
that,
the cure,
but
I'd also be building shelters and all that kind of crap because I can do that
right.
too.
Yeah, no, I'd be the building shelters and stockpiling food person.
No, I'm not a
Or-
stockpiling food person. I'm the type of person who I can when I've gone hunting with my grandfather back in the day, the only thing we would take with us is a knife. So if we were going to hunt anything, usually it was rabbits or something, we'd be using our knife to make our own snares and other traps so we could catch ourselves some rabbits or squirrels or something, or we'd make
But
our
you're
own
assuming that all the rabbits and squirrels didn't also get killed in vast numbers.
True. Yeah, but
right?
I'm assuming
if it's killing people, it's probably killing other stuff. Although not necessarily.
Guys, haven't you guys ever heard of something called an Amazon warehouse? Come on.
Yeah, we have a few of those around here.
Yeah, hell, fuck the hunting. Go to the warehouse. Hunting's last thing.
Okay.
Everything's at the warehouse.
Okay, this isn't Fallout where the perishable food is actually going to last 200 years, dude.
Right? And where you have to collect rat meat. Actually, the rats around here would be absolutely useless for that.
The individual, but not the rest of the world. So I'm dying in 90 days and no one else is, then then I am updating my will, and I'm going to spend the rest of the time with my kids doing everything I can to pass on what knowledge I have.
Oh, that won't take long.
Are you going to teach them organic chemistry?
Organic chemistry, hunting, common sense skills, how to change your oil.
Have already been teaching them these skills?
I'm trying to. I swear to God, I'm trying to.
Yvette, fishing doesn't help. I know how to fish. The only thing I've ever caught in my life was seaweed. I never caught a fish. But I know how to fish. I know how to fly fish.
Like, I'll give you an example. One of the wires in my car door went bad. Okay, because it's in the flex cable where the door opens. That particular cable snapped.
Okay.
Now, I could do the smart thing and just take apart my entire dash, take apart my door, relay or wire a whole new cable into the system, do it the correct way. Yep. Instead, I took my voltometer,
all the wires
together, bypassed it.
Ah.
And I was trying to show my son.
I think I may have found your problem. If you're catching seaweed fly fishing, you're probably doing the wrong kind of fishing.
No, I said I also know how to fly fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Because I don't see an awful lot of fly fishers out in the ocean.
No. I've done river fishing, lake fishing, ocean fishing. Yeah, no, I've never caught anything.
You've never caught anything, dude? I've gone fishing in the ocean, caught yellowfin, shark, lemon shark, blue shark. What are you using for bait?
Depends on where I go fishing. I haven't gone fishing in years.
Probably gave up on account of it not being successful. Makes sense.
Elihu, I'm not kidding. When we went freshwater fishing once, my brother accidentally caught a bluegill. what happened? Sorry, I had to cough.
We got
he
that.
casted his line, but screwed it up. So he started reeling in the line as fast as he could, and he had somehow speared a bluegill through the side of it with the fishing hook. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And, it was, and of course, we were like, okay, it's already on there. So we just cast it back out, and he tried to catch something else with the bluegill.
I think it depends on the shark, David. I've had some shark that's pretty tasty.
Yeah, lemon shark and blue shark. Well, blue shark is not as good as lemon shark. Blue sharks tend to eat a lot of bad stuff, the stuff that's not really good for them, especially near the shore where you catch them. But they're definitely still edible. But I've had a lot of different types of shark.
Sand shark is delicious.
Yeah, I think that's what I've had.
I'm not sure if I had civet.
But I don't think all sharks are delicious. I think some of them are much less delicious.
I would say that like bull shark is really good, especially if it's caught out in the Mississippi Delta, because they tend to have a very diverse diet. So each one tastes a little bit different, but they all taste good. But I would say only from that region. But trying to catch them is dangerous because those things are fucking nasty.
Bull sharks are the worst.
They're the type of shark that after you got it in the boat and left it there for an hour, it'll still try to bite you.
Hey, more tea.
More tea. Got it.
More tea, not pee.
That's right. Bring on the tea. Leave out the pee. Hey, Positive.
How you doing, Positive?
What's up?
He's in.
Oh, that does not sound good. Are you okay, Bad?
Yeah, I'm just messing.
I got my booster shots on Friday. My COVID and my flu shot. So my shoulder's all sore today.
Yeah.
I got like a really good bruise. I don't think I like that pharmacist who did that. I got to find someone else to jab me next year.
Do they combine it or something?
They give you 2 needles. Okay. They don't mix it together. They do sort of like an inch apart on whatever shoulder you offer them.
Well, the flu shot is already a mixed shot of different flu vaccines. So
yes, and the COVID is the same thing. It's a mixed one of COVID vaccines or COVID strain thingies.
Hey,
yeah, now that there's
alert.
like so many strains of it. Fuck.
Yeah.
I got an aurora alert 12 minutes ago. If you're dark part of the Earth, negative BZ equals great for the aurora. Lasts for Europe and North America. So
is it likely to go on? Was it a CME or is it a solar wind?
CME.
Nice. I'll have to check the clouds tonight for that.
No, not you. I'm talking about Yvette.
Oh, Yvette.
Yeah, Yvette.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's almost night for Yvette.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I think it should be night already, isn't it?
It should be dark. But if she got some clouds, the alert should be up right now. Look up.
Also, can someone please tell me why
Isn't it only like 4 o'clock your time? Isn't it only 4 o'clock Yvette's time?
I have no idea. I should be smart enough to realize that.
It's probably barely dark if it's dark at all. I don't think she's any farther north than me. We're not dark till closer to 5, even with the time change.
I believe it's 5 o'clock over there. Almost 5.
Okay. I guess it could be darkish then, or getting dark.
Well, I'm sure she'll tell us in the chat. But
well, she's making dinner right now, so
yeah, she's doing the dinner thing.
Well, can someone please tell me that when I went live, why I got a notification immediately that Elihu went live, but I didn't get my notification that I went live until about a minute ago?
I saw the notification you went live.
Yeah, I didn't get my own notification for almost 50 minutes into my stream.
Ah, there you go. 5 p.m., almost pitch black. Gotcha.
Oh.
And cloudy. Yeah, that makes it extra.
Damn. Sorry.
Is it
Vance.
happy birthday to you, Positive Candor? Is it your birthday?
On Tuesday.
This Tuesday coming?
Oh,
Yes.
that's what he meant by he meant 2 days early. So yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 days early. Gotcha.
Yeah, 2 days.
Hey, Positive.
early. I'll be
Well, if
60.
I don't see you again before then, happy birthday.
I'll be the big 60 years old.
You're gonna be
Well,
what?
definitely happy birthday.
60.
Nice.
Oh, so you mean you're gonna be 20 with 40 years of experience?
Or 30 with 30 years of experience.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to be 20 again.
Yeah, 30 is a better age than 20.
I think 26 would probably be my age. I'd rather stay at for the rest of my life if possible.
I think maybe 24, 25 wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'd say 25.
Yeah.
I think isn't that the age when insurance is cheaper, right? When you turn 25, supposedly.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I definitely felt different at 25. So.
Today's Coronimic's birthday.
Well,
Who's?
Corin Nemec, he played Jonas Quinn in Stargate SG-1.
His boyfriend.
And also Harold Lauder in The Stand.
Yeah, but no one cares about that.
It says on today's birthdays, Odell Beckham Jr., Nick Turner, Ryan Adams,
What happened?
Roy Rogers,
Kirsten Warren,
Kevin Jonas, Johnny Damon, and then tomorrow, Lamar Odom.
Armin Shimmerman.
Sally Field is tomorrow.
You forgot about Armin Shimmerman's birthday today.
Oh, okay.
Boy, there's an awful lot of people I've never heard of.
Quark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Armin Shimmerman played Quark in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He played the principal in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And,
watch shows. I don't really care too much about the people who played the character. Like, I don't know actor names very often. Some of them, but not many of them.
and then Bird of Praise is the 13th, which is infamously Whoopi Goldberg's birthday as well.
Nice.
Always tease him about that, having the same birthday as Whoopi Goldberg, because I know he hates her. But you know.
Yep.
Yeah, two more days. I'll be 60.
Then once again, happy birthday, unless we see you sooner than that. Or, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then he takes it back, yeah.
It is nice that there's someone here who's slightly older than me. That doesn't happen a lot. I'm usually the oldest one around.
Yeah. That goes by fast when you think about it.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
PC
Like,
the old man.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did 52 happen?
Huh?
Well, hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta go Geloja.
All right then. I always think it's a risky thing for him to leave us here alone.
Scary.
Right?
I mean, it's like
Anything
a
can happen.
level of trust that I don't feel like deserve.
He doesn't trust us. He's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I guess. But, he's trusting that we won't say something that gets his stream banned or, canceled.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah, I'm careful with my words. That's why I call them Anti-Spherical Planetary Society.
Right.
I'm careful with my words.
Yeah. I mean, I share a birthday with, let's see, who? Joni Mitchell, David Guetta, Lord, singer.
Yeah, there haven't been very many famous people that share my birthday.
Bruce Springsteen shares my birthday. So does Bubba.
I actually have a wait. What is it? It's birthday or death day? Yeah, I share a death day with
Ooh.
Bruce Lee.
Oh, you're dead. So you're dead already?
Bruce-
Wow.
So
Bruce
you're
Lee
planning
died.
to die on the
Seven-
same day as Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
Bruce,
He's dead.
yeah,
He's dead
Bruce
inside.
Lee died 7 years to the day when I was born.
Wait,
Okay,
Oh.
so you're not like anticipating your death being the exact same date as
Yeah,
Bruce Lee.
Because you just
No, it
said
just
you
happened on
share,
the same day. Yeah.
you just said we share a death day, so you're dead already. Basically, is what you're saying.
Or you will be
I-
dying. Pickles could just
Well,
be anticipating
My
when his death will
birthday
occur.
shares the death day of Bruce Lee.
Mm.
Okay.
My sister shares the death day of Elvis, August 16th.
Mm.
My sister has one of the more exciting event shares. She was born on July 20th, which is much cooler than having a death day to share.
She was after me.
Well, July
19th.
20th was when people first walked on the moon.
Yeah, but the
1969.
19th But
So
the
supposedly-
19th is
Except for it was like
Yeah.
10 years later that she was born.
You got to say supposedly walked on.
No, I don't.
yeah, but the 19th is when they launched.
Darren's not here. I'm perfectly happy to say that they
Oh,
walked
okay.
Yeah.
on the moon on July 20th. Or
Yeah,
landed on the moon.
I've heard the stories that Kubrick they went to Stanley Kubrick to film it. He's like, it's too costly. I'll film it on location.
Exactly. It would be more expensive. And I mean, Nope, nobody, they did it.
Yeah, that's why he filmed it on
to do
location.
the single source lighting that they had back then would have literally cost more than going to
Well,
the moon.
and just the number of people that would have had to have been involved. Oh, see, that's nice.
Oh, if Mrs. Vile's
McCartney.
reading that, she'll be jealous because she loves the Beatles.
What day is
Beatles.
that one? When's his birthday?
What's the new song called?
Oh, that's in June.
What's the new song called? Now and Then or something?
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
and then. So funny. I was listening to the CBC yesterday, and they're like, it was one of their comedy shows. They have lots of those on Saturday. CBC is the
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they
like
say it's
NPR
not.
kind of thing. But
I don't know
there's
why.
a new song that sounds like about every CBC show ever made, which is funny.
I mean,
Now
I'm
and then
sure
doesn't
they got-
exactly sound like a CBC show. 18th of June. Yes. No, I did know you were in June. I couldn't remember the exact date because Yvette and I are both Geminis.
I mean, I would not be surprised if they have like a zillion songs that they never released. So they could always have another. Oh, guess what? We got another latest song of the Beatles. You know.
There's supposedly about 55 to 60 unreleased Prince songs that still yet to be released.
Well, those will never be released because of family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's supposedly be released. I'm like, come on.
Well, who knows?
What
Maybe
is-
in another generation or something, they'll be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once they're not controlled by the family, then
Yeah. Or, some
I think takes
future
so
family
many,
person goes, but these are so awesome.
which takes so many years.
Well, I think, Jedi Bill, you've probably
to,
got your answer. We'd probably all be right here chatting together about the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, I think we made it clear. I would spend as much time as I could with my kids.
Yeah. I mean,
I
people
haven't
have been talking
listened
about
to
it.
it yet. Yvette. I
About
mean,
the end of the world for millions of years. You know what I mean?
The end of the world as I know
well,
it.
no. He said if you knew, I think it was really if you knew you were going to die in 90 days, what would you do with the rest of your time? The thing is,
90
would the
days?
rest of your time be like fine, or would you be like slowly
I
decaying?
mean, I
and-
know plenty of people who have cancer who've been told that. You know?
Yeah, you can never be sure, right? Because I've heard some of those people who are like, oh, you've only got, maybe 2 months to live. And then they're like still here 4 years later.
Example, Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Hello. That's a great example of that.
Oh,
He was supposed
And
to
because
not
you guys
die
were talking
some
about
months
it, I
ago.
decided to look it up. I share my birthday with Stan Lee, Nichelle Nichols, Maggie Smith. I'm trying to think of other names that are on this list that you would actually recognize.
I'm not going to say just because I don't like to say what my birth date is on the internet.
Well, I've done birthday streams, so it's
yes,
fairly
no, I
obvious if
understand that completely, but I'm going to, just not.
Denzel Washington, Stephen Frost.
Stephen Frost.
For what? What are you talking about now? For your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vile's birthday.
You share it with Denzel?
Stan Lee, Nichelle Nichols. Who else is with something? I only mentioned Stephen Frost because he's Yvette will probably get that one.
Oh God, my birthday, who I'm sharing it with. No thanks. Ugh.
Bunch of losers, huh?
No. Well, yeah, kind of. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. There's a cool one on there. Actually, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Betty White.
Betty White. She passed
That's
away.
pretty cool. Much less cool than, or much cooler than Russell Brand and frickin' Angelina Jolie.
Ooh. You don't want to be sharing with them.
Well, I would be.
Oh,
Russell
nice.
Brand
Dr. Ruth. Awesome.
Angelina Jolie, come on.
Actually, Dr. Ruth is probably pretty cool too.
Yeah.
She just got out of the hospital and she's back home.
That's good.
I remember watching her show. Was it on HBO way back when?
Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't it on HBO way back when?
I forgot.
Correctly, I can't remember.
I only never knew about her having like a radio kind of show.
I know she was on TV for a little bit. Who?
I only see
John
one
Madden.
person on here. Oh no, there's a couple of people on here who share.
Oh, John Madden. Oh, okay.
Here.
Barbara Eden and I are birthday buddies.
Barbara Eden. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on here. I don't really know who they are, but then I don't know who people are a lot. So, all right. Well, now everyone knows when my birthday is. Damn it.
Who are these people?
Yeah, I'll be sure to look it up because I don't really care.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not fully awake yet to do that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. I don't really care one way or the other, to be honest. And well, yeah, no, I guess you do all know the year as well because I already say what my age is, so it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I don't even use my correct birthday when I sign up for like internet stuff where you have to put your birth date.
Yeah, just make up one.
Exactly. Well, I usually add a month and a year or something like that. A month, a day, and a year.
I have a fictional persona that I use for that kind of stuff who has a very similar birth date to me, but he's slightly older.
Right.
And I've literally been using it for so long that he gets credit card offers.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to sign up, if they were going to mail you something, I'd use a fake name. And then, that fake name would get a bunch of junk mail.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm like, he doesn't really have a social security number attached to him, but apparently his credit rating is great.
Excellent. That's good.
That's what happens.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. I have to put the kettle on and make more
He's
tea.
got a social security card. I mean, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. What do Canadians have? I guess you gotta wait for her to come back.
Tim Hortons?
What? No, I mean, what
What
do
do
they got?
Canadians have? I said Tim Hortons.
Maple syrup.
Do they have a set of social security cards? On that.
Oh, yeah, maple syrup.
Some national ID card, I guess, or whatever.
I
Same
have
thing,
no
Glenn?
idea.
I would
I'm
guess
making jokes.
some kind of ID card that says you're.
I think they just have a card on there that says "I'm sorry."
No,
Are you guys mocking Canada when I'm not listening?
Of
no.
course.
I said, what do
Never.
Canadians have? You guys don't have Social Security, do you?
Yeah, we do. Social insurance
okay.
number.
Oh, okay. So that's what it's called there, a social insurance card
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have to ask
Okay.
because I know if it was called a social insurance number in the United States, I guarantee you the evangelicals would be in an uproar that it was called a sin number.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt.
Or sick, if it's card. Sick. It's sick, baby.
Well, it's still just your number. You don't actually need the card. You just need the number.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Random Menace says that he shares his
Random
birthday
Menace.
with pie.
Well, Pi Day is the best day to have your birthday on.
Ooh.
14, baby.
Nice. All right,
Yes.
I'm going to mute
Hey,
again.
what did
gonna be
they
noisy.
have in what did they have in what country is in Croatia? No, not Croatia. Yugoslavia? No. Ukraine? No. Something like that. What did they have in your country, Joseph?
Because apparently none of us
Instead
can remember where you're at.
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia?
Yeah, there you go. In the Czech Republic or whatever it's called these days. Do they have Social Security or is it Communist Security?
Yeah, it's the Czech. It's like going to Wisconsin. I love that movie.
or do you have Communist Security where someone has a gun on you?
Well, remember, all Social Security is a socialist program. Therefore, it's all communist.
Oh, that's true. Yes. It's all
I don't want to go delve too deep into politics, but I was talking with somebody who was one of those, everything socialist is bad.
yeah.
And I had to explain to him how the United States military is the biggest form of socialism on the planet. And he was like, how can you say that the military is socialist? And I was like, do they provide equal protection to every United States citizen, regardless of how much they pay into the system?
Oh, okay. That's right, Slovakia. Okay.
I was making a strike reference, dude.
No, I was going literal, and I'm like, and do they further send aid to foreign countries using the United States military to benefit both that country and the United States? Yeah, socialism.
That's it. Yeah. There's a difference between
he was really
social.
not happy with that.
There's a difference between social and socialist.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
So what do you have? What do you have in Slovakia? Anything for retirement? Is there a retirement age in Slovakia?
There used to be one in America, but not anymore.
There used to be what in America?
A retirement age.
Well, everybody gets around it anyway.
Yeah.
No, everybody gets around
I
the
have no
retirement
intention
age.
of ever really retiring because I want to. Even if I retire, I'd probably still be running my business, just to have something to do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, just because you collect Social Security doesn't mean you have to stop working. You know?
But yeah,
Well,
one of the
according to a federal judge, I cannot legally work. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then, that's different. Yeah, if you're collecting due to whatever
My disability
circumstance, Social Security already, and you cannot work. Well, I thought you could work and only make so much money.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Retirement age is 64, and what we have free healthcare comes to my mind. Well, remember, it's not free healthcare. Everyone pays into the system to the benefit of everyone else. So that's what the heart of that kind of stuff is. And that's what I wish we had here, but apparently profit margins are more important.
Yeah.
Because I still can't fathom the fact that there's a type of pill that, because I have an intolerancy to certain simple sugars found in garlic and onions and other similar plants, that I can't eat those things. So, trying to not eat garlic or onions on, it means your cooking is fairly bland. But to get that pill in the United States, a 1 month supply will cost me nearly $2,000. I can get that same pill in Mexico for $15.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
pharmaceutical companies. Okay, that sucks.
Yeah,
It's like having
I
open heart
liked it how
surgery. In America, it'll cost you $135,000. You go to another country, it'll cost you $25,000. Like, what the hell? Exact same medicine, exact same surgeries, procedure, knowledge, but America is more expensive because
the
insurance
thing
rates.
is,
You got to pay the doctors more.
I thought it was unique going to other countries where drugs are not regulated like they are here in America. So yeah, you could buy anything at the drugstore.
Yeah, you go to Europe, you don't see a drug commercial on television. That's in
Right.
America, Australia.
Yeah, I want to go back to the days where I can just go into a pharmacy and pick up some cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1930s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all you got to do is go overseas for that. Or, well,
No, I'm talking about in the United States.
or
100 years ago, cocaine was in everything.
Yep. 1930s, you can go into the pharmacy, get cocaine, get a sundae, get a soda, water. Yeah.
All right. Well, somehow that killed the conversation. I don't know how.
As Bob Dylan said, at the times they are changing.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, I'm almost out of coffee, so hopefully Mrs. Vile is waking up soon so I can try to petition her to make me more coffee.
Maybe she's already awake and making the coffee.
Who knows? I don't know. Because so I can smoke, I'm outside, sitting in the van in the driveway, like I do at home sometimes. Also, I can have the end part of the CNA stream.
Nicotine and alcohol.
Your pharma spends billions on prescription drugs. It is prohibited. I'm guessing he meant to say here. OTC medicine only.
Yeah, and
you're lucky.
As someone who, as I stated earlier, I got my degree in organic chemistry with a focus on pharmacology because, actually it was psychopharmacology because I was interested in that subject at the time. But I see a lot of those advertisements that, our drug companies spend to put on for their, TV, internet, that kind of shit. And every single time I see them, they just make me cringe because it's like, you don't give people the right information that they need. And they always say, talk to your doctor about. No, your doctor will talk to you about it because he knows what's going to be best for you because you're a moron when it comes to pharmacology.
Yeah. And it says, don't take it if you're taking this. Oh, and it causes, everything else that it's not treating to go bad on you, basically.
Okay, kettle's boiled. The kettle's really
one of my favorite parts about them is they all say, don't take if you're allergic to this product.
Yeah,
and they have to put it on there. Americans are fucking stupid. They will take a drug if they're allergic to it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're dumb.
I got a kick out of that ivermectin thing, though. That was pretty funny.
Oh, God.
Because if you actually looked into it, they actually used it in countries like India because a lot of people have intestinal parasites that are ordinarily kept at bay by your normal immune system. But once your immune system is being attacked somewhere else, those parasites flare up and start reproducing. So they gave them human ivermectin to kill off the parasites that they had
here in the
so that they could treat them for only one thing.
For horses and the paste made for horses.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes no sense whatsoever. But they did find that they gave it to some people here in North America if they had come from a third world country where the water maybe wasn't very clean. and they had like, yeah, a secondary parasite infection. So that's why it worked on or helped some people, because it meant they were only fighting off one thing, COVID, instead of two things, COVID plus intestinal parasites. It was kind of funny, but try to explain that
when
to
people are like, well, they're giving it to these COVID patients. But yeah, they're giving it to the COVID patients, not because they have COVID. It's because of the intestinal parasites.
Exactly. But, you know, people don't want to listen to like reality. They just want to like think that they're being, I mean, because they're being screwed over, they're happy to believe they're being screwed over in even more ways than they actually are.
And yeah, Random Menace, you got it. That's, I want to put this on a t-shirt.
Yeah. As seen on TV. Yeah, that's cray-cray. For sure. And I love the list of like potential side effects, which sound worse than like, you know, whatever it's supposed to be, whatever minor ailment it's supposed to be treating, you know.
But don't forget,
this, like, long list of side effects.
Yeah, but don't forget they list the side effects while they're showing people doing happy, laughful, playful things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Whereas this side effects include things like diarrhea, vertigo, you know.
And people just running and playing it. Yay.
Palpitations. And you're like, hang on a second. Isn't this supposed to treat heart palpitations?
Yeah. Only in America could you have people take a heart attack pill whose primary side effect is causing heart attacks.
Right? Critical thinking, people. Critical thinking.
Eye drops to clear vision. Make
awareness. I took my roommate to the airport yesterday yesterday morning. And it was her and two of her friends. And one of her friends was like, because I was going down to Mexico, she asked if I could pick her up some amoxicillin. And I was like, why would you need amoxicillin? That's a antibiotic. You don't need to take that unless you're suffering from something. She's like, oh, I like to have a couple on hand and just take them at random times just to help me maintain my health. And I'm like, that's not how it works. And she's like, well, it works for me. So I want, can you look into it? I'm like, sure.
Complete collapse of the electrical grid would suck, Jedi Bill. I guess I'd have to inflate the tires on my bicycle.
This is not September 1st, 1859, okay? We will have an advanced knowledge of a CME, okay? There's going to be
but not necessarily by much. It's only going to give us a couple of days warning.
Yeah,
but they'll shut things down to protect it, I know.
Yeah, minimum 18 hours warning. They'll shut down the electrical grid and the systems, and they'll freeze the satellites. Yeah. Well, there's going to be very little chance of electrical collapse. We'll have advanced knowledge of that.
Well, first of all, I would solder certain points of my car and add some additional plating to make it essentially a Faraday cage, put all the important electronic devices that I need inside the car at the time, so that after whatever happens, all my stuff survives. And even if I didn't, have the internet anymore, I could download large portions of important medical databases, scientific journals, and all that kind of stuff, and I would keep that for when I need it.
The worst thing would be
building my own generator.
If there was no more electrical grid, I wouldn't be able to get a hold of anyone in my family, and that would be sad. Because my mom and sister live in Ontario, and my other sister lives in Alberta. So I guess I'd be bicycling to Alberta. That would suck a lot.
Yeah, we're not saying that ivermectin doesn't have its uses, but
yes, but it didn't have the use that everybody wanted it to have. Like it wasn't the magical pill that people believed it was. Like it did have specific benefits in specific instances.
Okay, Dandelion, I have a question. Did you see the videos? Because I saw like 2 or 3 of them, and I don't know if they were real. They could have been staged, but it was by someone who had the ivermectin paste that is supposed to be inserted rectally into horses.
Yeah.
They were using it to brush their teeth.
Yeah, I didn't watch those videos. That's just gross.
Staged, but still.
But I mean, on the same token, this leads right back into the issues you guys have in the States with, you know, with your medical system being, you know, monetized to the degree that it is that nobody can afford mainstream medicine. So they're constantly looking for non-mainstream methods of treating their illnesses because they can't afford to have it treated in the, you know, the way they probably should.
Yeah.
Right. So people are always looking for an alternative. That's why there's so many, you know, do this breathing method to like cure your, you know, cataracts and, you know, that kind of nonsense on the internet.
Dandelion,
because
when my kids decided not to help, or we're all sick with the flu, I ended up going out with a friend of mine. He invited me to a friend of his birthday party because we were just going to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
And so the only person I knew was my friend. I didn't know anyone else in this group. But they're like, oh, you're free to come and eat and play games, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, one of the girls who was there swore up and down that one, germs didn't exist. They were a creation as scare tactics.
Oh,
and that she had a crystal that protected her against COVID and another crystal that protected her against the flu.
Oh my gosh. Crystal power.
Magic.
And of course, she claimed that they obviously worked because she only gets sick once or twice a year.
Huh.
It works, but she still gets sick? Wow.
Well, you know, if that worked, my one friend who's had COVID at least twice, like she gets quite sick from COVID, like stay at home sick, but, you know, pretty sick from COVID. She has more crystals than anyone I've ever met. She likes crystals, but she doesn't think they're going to cure her of COVID. I mean, she's got one crystal that's on this like rolling platform that's like 2 feet wide. It's like this big chunk with like, you know, crystally bits sticking out of it everywhere. I think she got it. She just likes collecting crystals.
Yeah, they're pretty.
And
not magic,
she still gets COVID, so maybe it's just not the right ones.
Well, she said she bought it off the internet, so it must work.
Oh dear. But that's my point, right? If people could just, if your medical system was more approachable, right? Like you've got so many middle people between you and your actual doctor. Yeah, crystals are very pretty. That it's like it's a barrier. It's so easy for people to prey on these people because they can't develop the kind of relationship with their medical system that they really should have, right? They're feeling as though the medical system is just trying to screw money out of you. And so this person pawning crystals is trying to screw just a tiny bit less money out of you because the crystal is probably not as expensive as a doctor visit. So they believe it, right? It's when you like monetize something that shouldn't necessarily be profit driven that you end up with these kinds of problems. Yeah, I mean, not to say that we don't have people here in Canada where we have, you know, you can go to your doctor. I mean, there's not enough doctors right now. We're like in a really bad quartz crystal penis. Good for you, Yvette. I guess that lady's maybe just not using her crystals correctly.
Yvette, once again, I have a comment that I want to put on a t-shirt. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back.
I think it's coffee time for him.
Yeah, I don't have any particular number of crystals, but I don't actually know if I've ever had COVID. I mean, I've been around people a couple of times that have COVID, and I felt a little bit tired for a few days, but I think I'm just one of those people who just isn't that affected by it. But that doesn't mean I don't want to get vaccinated to reduce the likelihood of me spreading it to my, you know, people at work who are like far more susceptible. You know, that one woman who I work with, she's got like bad health problems. My boss has diabetes, like type 1 diabetes. So he's susceptible. And then another fellow that just started at work, he had a heart attack last year because he caught COVID. Like he wound up with, you know, heart problems due to COVID. So
I've never had it. I don't think I've ever been anybody around it.
Jedi Bill is determined to have us talk about the end of the world, and we just keep wandering away from it. Sorry, Jedi Bill.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do, Bill? What would you do if these things
sorry,
happen?
I was trying to join. Okay. We
Hi,
now
Bob.
have
Hi, Bob.
we have our conservative member now.
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble.
Oh no! Saying so.
And then I can't talk about being a socialist anymore. Shit.
So wait a minute. It's only okay to talk about politics when it's not the conservative talking.
Well, we weren't really talking about
No,
politics.
we just don't want. We just don't want to have hideous disagreements on Vile Street.
Here's the thing. Here's what I walked into. This is what I heard. I heard type 1 diabetes, and you had somebody at your work have a heart attack. That's all I heard. That was it. That's when I joined. So,
No, we were talking about medicine and how fucked up it is.
well, as somebody who is type 2 diabetic, I guess it depends on, I don't know. I mean, okay. If I'm going to go into this one, and I think we're talking about the socialized medicine thing.
Yes.
Okay. Here's where, okay. This is the best way I know how to say it as conservative. It's never going to get done federally level. It's never going to get in the Constitution. It's not going to happen. So for that to happen for a place like California or any state, they're going to have to do it themselves. And they're going to have to fund it. And the people are going to have to pay for it. Isn't that how it's done in Canada, Dandelion? You guys pay for it.
We pay through it through our taxes, right? Like that's one of the things our taxes pays for. And I mean, and it's not even that I think it necessarily needs to be socialized, but it does. I do have an issue with it being profit driven. Like I think healthcare should at the very least be a non-profit, even if it's not socialized, which is basically the same thing, right?
Basically.
Because I mean, all your insurance providers, like that's so much money going into like these insurance providers. It makes, and the funny thing is, Canada doesn't actually have enough population for the size of the country to do socialized medicine well. Like there's just too many of us. Like there's just not enough of us, and we're spread out so much that it's a really difficult thing to do. You guys have the population mass in the States where you actually could do an amazing socialized healthcare system, like where
you see, that's interesting, Dandelion, because you see, because of the size of our government, or not our government, sorry, size of our population, but the way our government is designed.
Yeah.
The key thing is you can't get something like, okay, whether people like the Constitution or not, here's a simple thing. We have in our Constitution, we don't just have the amendments, we have the enumerated powers, and the enumerated powers say what the government can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
For universal health care federally, we would have to have a constitutional amendment. And here's how that works. And I'm only explaining it to you because I don't know if you know it because you're Canadian. That requires 2/3 of our House of Representatives, 2/3 of our Senate, and 3/4 of every state. It takes a lot to change our Constitution, and it was done by design. But the issue, and that's why I say that when I say when it comes to the universal healthcare thing in our republic, the way it is, if you what would be great, I mean, to see if it would work or not, is if certain states did it and they did it without trying. And we have a big problem here in our country. We have all these times we talk about states' rights and the 10th Amendment. But boy, when certain states need money, and I don't care which party you're in, boy, they want that federal government to sure send that money over quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bad habit in our republic that and it's many states they rely too much on DC, and they expect whatever they do, DC to bail them out. So if we're going to have, for people like me, the conservative, could universal health care work? I think it could, maybe at a state level. It depends on the state. It would depend on what the state does, what the people there decide, the individuals. I mean, in fact, it would actually be a great thing if it was done that way, because then we could see how California, New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, if they all did their own way of doing it, then we'd actually get, you know, hey, that's working there, that's not working there. What are they doing different? We get some comparisons.
Well, we do have it a little like that in Canada. Like it's universal healthcare, and there's certain rules, but each province applies it in their own way. It's not like it isn't the same in every single province. But when you travel from province to province, you still qualify for healthcare, right? Like certain things are included in certain provinces, but not in other provinces. And like some stuff might be covered in one place, but not in another place. And some places have like regional healthcare, and others just have like one central sort of managing system. So it does vary from province to province here as well.
Well, the other thing is, I don't know how the federal versus province laws work versus. I'm sorry, Mike.
No,
what's Bill's problem?
Sorry. Well, hold on. I'm going to go to Jedi. The only reason we're kind of ignoring it is because, as I said, the only thing I'm going to do is spend time with my family. If in that case, there's not much I can really go on beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and other than NB, I think everyone else on here doesn't have kids, right?
I don't have kids. Again, I would still probably try to get. I would probably take the time to try and get to some other family members. Would be what I would do.
Get to some other family member. I'm sorry. Obviously, I got in the middle of something.
No, Jedi Bill keeps wanting us to say what would we do if, like, the world was ending in 90 days, or if the electrical grid collapsed suddenly. Right, but yeah, we all do the same thing.
Well, I know exactly what I know exactly what I will do. I know exactly what I'm capable of doing, and no, I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it.
That's what I said too.
All right.
I don't want to take care of yourself.
No, I'm not kidding. You want to talk about bug in, bug out? Trust me, I got that. You want to talk about stuff? I got that shit. I ain't worried about that.
NB, so I was looking up some of the stuff when you're talking about on a state level, because California does have Medi-Cal. It's a form of basically like socialized health help.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember. Full insurance. Medi-Cal, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, I remember hearing Medi-Cal. I think that's short for Medical California when I was there.
Yeah, and it's basically medical assistance. Anyone can apply to it. Even if you're not a California citizen, like if you get hurt while you're in California.
You need a California resident, not a citizen, California resident. Sorry,
I know
everything.
Well, yeah. I know of people that are not residents of California that have gotten the aid while they were injured or got sick in California.
Okay, does that apply similar? Does that apply similar to the ER rule that Reagan did, where ERs cannot deny service?
Yes, basically that.
I don't know if you know that, but one of the reasons why ERs have a problem is because President Reagan, during his administration, did say ERs, and I don't disagree with this, they cannot deny people health service. And I don't disagree with that, but they can't require the person to pay. And then there was, a write-off that started back then. I don't know where it's gone since then, but
now I'm on Medi-Cal. So are my kids. Elihu, are you on Medi-Cal?
He had.
Yes.
I would imagine so with his disabilities.
Now, according to statistics, 1/3 of the population of California is on Medi-Cal. it equates to about 13% of our tax revenue, which you could argue is a lot, but I think it's worth it because literally without it, I wouldn't have any health insurance or health coverage whatsoever. I couldn't afford it. And it's basically the closest thing that we have that I know of in this country for socialized medicine.
Do you plan A or B?
Which one doesn't pay for a lot more?
A.
Then I have A.
Okay.
See, I would wonder if that would, I would wonder, and I'm not going to lie and say that there's, God damn it, I hit the wrong fucking, God damn it, hit another fucking screen. For example, where I live in Indiana, my niece, who is now 3 years old, she has a genetic condition, probably one of the rarest ones because I'd never heard of it. It's called CDKL5. Did any of you know of it?
Nope.
I heard of it just now.
Jesus. Go ahead,
That's
Andy. Tell us about
first time I heard. No, that's okay, because the first time I heard of it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
But what that is something happened during the egg and sperm, and a genetic code did not go in the right way.
Okay.
So, and based on what we've seen, this is very new. It's very unusual. There's nothing the parents did wrong. Nothing. Here's where I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, okay, I know they both work. I know they have the medical, and I know they have their medical insurance, but I'm like, she's going to need lifetime care. And I'm like, you know, I'm starting to think we don't really have, and I was like, do they have anything for that? And they're working on it, but you know, it's one of those things where
yeah,
it's one of those side effects of not paying into a socialized medical system.
Right. Because it's very easy when it's profit driven to like exclude people who are going to detract from the profit. That's my point, is that it being driven by profit is part of the problem.
Remember Dandelion, when I was talking about the whole
Exactly.
I can't get the pills I want because even under the medication or the Medi-Cal system that I'm under, they won't pay for it because not enough people suffer from it.
Yeah.
And one of the unfortunate things for my niece is it's not that a lot of people are suffering from it.
Love you.
It's so goddamn apparently a rare disorder that they don't really have any studies. I mean, like not legitimate hard studies that you would think. So they don't know what to do, and it's kind of like, you know, when I, you know, and God love my brother-in-law. Jesus, God, my sister-in-law's husband. Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what, my sister-in-law, one of the most diehard Christians I could ever meet. And she just wanted to marry after going to college, getting a good degree, getting a good job. She's like, I want to start a family. I want a good, strong man. Dude, I don't think she could have got any better than him. I sit in awe of what that man does sometimes. I would put that man on a pedestal for everything he's done.
He's your brother-in-law?
No, he's my sister-in-law's husband.
Okay. Oh, I see. So your wife's sister.
My wife's sister, yes.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha. Yeah, sorry. I was like,
sorry.
So many in-laws here. And I'm like, how can it be a sister and a brother-in-law? But that makes sense. Your wife's sister. Gotcha.
Well, that's why I didn't mean it. Sometimes I screw that up when I say brother-in-law.
No, that's all cool.
He's not my brother-in-law.
Right. He kind of is.
You could argue he's still your brother-in-law. I mean, no one's going to fault you for something like that.
No, that makes complete sense.
Husband. It's a wife, sister, brother, husband. It's a Southern thing.
Yeah, no.
It really is. It really is a Southern thing. Thank you, Elijah, for explaining that. It really is how we talk sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, this man is just.
That's good.
I'm thinking, considering, what they have, because they have a 10-year-old, and then they have their baby here with who's now 2, who they're going to have to take care of for the rest of their life. And every time I've been around, let me tell you something. I've never met a man. I've never seen this man raise his voice or even be angry.
Well, that's good.
It's just
like a good person.
he's strong and calm, and how he thinks. And I swear it surprised me because he's the son of a preacher. And he's the oldest of like 8 or 9 kids.
Son of a preacher man.
Well, that's good. And, that's not what they meant.
No, but that is how it goes.
Yeah.
That is an actual sweet home Alabama.
Where the skies come to.
What's the child's prognosis like? Is she likely to survive to adulthood? And
that is I think the biggest worry is
I don't know.
We don't know.
Right.
The best I've been able to read about this, and what I mean is not scientific notes, but actually look up families who have children like this.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd rather hear their stories versus the cold text of the report, because I want to hear the emotion. Most of the time I do lots.
Well, I mean, some reference to both is probably good, but yeah, but having, seeing what other families with the same situation, how they dealt with it is always helpful.
Is they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue.
But I'm saying, do most of these children survive into adulthood, or do they end up developing complications at some point?
As best I've seen on the research I did, and like I said, this is a relatively new one.
Yeah.
I've only seen progress up to a child around the age of 4 or 5 in a family who had one like it. And then when I saw pictures of my niece recently from visit, I'm like, yeah, that looks about on par with where they were at.
Right.
But she's never going to have a normal life. There's no way around it. She's not going to be able to function on her own that way.
Right. But I mean, sometimes these children with these kinds of genetic disorders, they only survive to a certain age, and then there's a point at which, like, their heart doesn't develop enough to, maintain an adult body, or, something like that. Or sometimes, whatever the issue is, they do survive into adulthood. But they never.
I think it's because the genetic the genetic disorder is both a function that is both mental, but also is responsible for physical functions and activities.
Right.
So, and unfortunately, that's kind of the big fear. Nobody really knows at this point.
Gotcha.
So I wish I could say, God, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, she's only 3 years old, that, she'll live 20, 30 years. They'll have more time to maybe learn more. They can't undo the condition, but, maybe make things better for her and her family for them.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to my wife, and I said, look, I hate to bring this up. It's kind of like, if she lives into adulthood, what happens if,
when they pass?
They have to have more long-term care.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. My heart goes out to people in that kind of situation. I can't even imagine what that must be like.
But I don't know. Maybe, I'd be willing to be like, could the universal healthcare thing work? I don't know. Mike's saying right there, because not.
You know what? That is an issue that people in Canada have with our system. That often the amount of care and support that's provided to families in that sort of situation is still not sufficient to meet their needs. But like I said, because Canada is such a big place and there's not really enough people here to support the kind of, healthcare system that we all would like. And I mean, again, COVID drove so many people out of medicine because with all those overwhelmed hospitals and people working like endless shifts and, that kind of thing. So many people just left the system entirely. And a lot of people just decided not to get into it. And I mean, you can't blame them.
I think a lot of people during the COVID, we can sit here and play the blame game all we want on who it is. But at the end of the day, I think what happened to a lot of people was we were, in my opinion, fed a lot of fear and being negatively affected about that. And then I think a lot of people over time were like, I don't know if I trust you now because you really fed me a lot of stuff and I believed it, but now I'm seeing this and I'm not sure I trust you anymore because you said if I didn't do that. For example, I think this is the biggest thing. It's like, no, you can't have the surgery if you don't get the jab. And there's a particular person on YouTube I know that has that issue and still ain't got the fucking surgery. All because he won't get the jab. And they're like, well, you want the surgery, get the shot.
Well, there's limited occasions for surgeries and they have to pick the people who have the best prognosis. And if that makes your prognosis better, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a doctor. Sorry, I was going to say something. I'm not a doctor. Maybe that doctor was cautioning that person about their immunity system because of the surgery. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Well,
there was a kind of a heartbreaking episode. Hold on. I wanted to say there's a heartbreaking episode of Scrubs once where there was a guy, there was two people on a waiting list for an organ. And, it's kind of first come, first serve. But one of the guys on air who was supposed to be a recipient ended up doing one thing that he was not supposed to do, and that was drink. He had one drink of alcohol at his daughter's wedding. And because of that, he was suddenly not able to be put on, have the surgery because he didn't listen to his doctor. And it was like, yeah, I know it's only one drink, but now the surgeons can't do the surgery. So unfortunately, this organ that you need to live is now going to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think to the average person, you think, oh, it was one drink during their daughter's wedding. That shouldn't be a big deal. But when it comes to the surgeons, they have to go by the frickin' book or else they can get in trouble or there can be additional complications caused by it.
Malpractice lawsuit, wrongful death lawsuit.
So,
well, I would assume already you didn't make it clear to the person that you can't drink alcohol at all. So it's still a lawsuit.
Sure they did.
Still a lawsuit.
Bull motherfucking shit. Bull
that doesn't stop the lawsuit, my friend.
He knew. I've been told to fast before I just get.
I didn't watch the episode, so I'd have to see it. But
so I'm not buying that shit. That guy would have known.
I'd have to see the episode to see how they did it.
Yeah, well,
but I'm just
saying, and again, it's a TV
show. To the average person, you're gonna look at those doctors and say, "Well, that doctor was an asshole."
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care if it's fake. It's an example of real life. These shits
matter. If a
matter.
doctor tells you to fast 24 hours before a procedure, you have a handful of M&Ms. The doctor's going to like, nope, got to fast again. You just had a handful of M&Ms. It wasn't a meal. You have food in your system. You disobeyed the doctor. You cannot do the procedure because there's something in your system that's preventing the procedure to be done. So you didn't.
There's a difference between eating before you take some blood for a blood check, and you will die if you do not listen to me. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If I'm eating or having certain things in my blood and I have it in my blood account 12 hours later when I'm getting my blood drawn, hey, that's how they found out I was drinking on the job one time because they drew my urine and found I had the equivalent of one beer in my system.
Mm.
So.
Okay. And I went to rehab for that. Now, mind you,
Now-
I'm going to give you some context. That one beer in my system was at 9 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't drank since 6 p.m. since 8 p.m. that last night, but I was drinking a liter of vodka a night back then.
Now,
And I'll give you
if he
another.
was at
I'll
the
give you another
wedding,
example.
or I'll just
I
wait. Go ahead.
donate blood regularly. Okay, but I've been asked, not told, but asked by the San Diego Blood Bank not to smoke a cigarette 3 hours before I donate blood, because one, it increases my heart rate, which they still can measure despite the fact that, you know, it was 3 hours or within 3 hours or whatnot, but also because the nicotine hits the the bloodstream fairly quickly, and they don't want to pass that along to anyone who's receiving my blood.
Yep.
Well, what about
Now,
the
it's
fact
not a
that you're also
requirement.
not allowed to? What about the fact that also,
Sorry?
if you have alcohol in your system and a tattoo artist knows you've been drinking and stuff, they're not supposed to give you a tattoo legally.
No, because you'll be bleeding too
Your
much.
blood's thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
why they ask you if we get a
unfortunately,
tattoo.
and I think what Mike was going here, yeah, ultimately it's like, well, that doctor was a cold-hearted jerk. Unfortunately, that doctor can't think emotionally. He has to think logically. And it's like, okay, I do this, I subject myself to this, versus telling the guy, you fucked up yourself, not me.
Well, and
That's
again,
what happened.
Now,
they
hold
have
on.
these
You
rules.
kind of hit the nail on the head with what I was arguing, or what we were kind of dancing around.
Yes.
When it came to like the COVID stuff, you had the doctors to be trying to be rational with people and logical, saying, hey, you need to wear a mask, but they didn't explain exactly why you needed to very well. And like you said, it created an atmosphere of fear.
Not to mention
But-
Russian bots were feeding like weird counter information into the system, but that's another story entirely.
So the doctors are trying to tell you to be, trying to tell you rationally and without emotion the stuff, but the American people are an emotional people. I mean, everyone's emotional, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
We do a lot of our stuff based on emotion, not necessarily on facts.
No, I agree with that 100%. I totally agree with that. You're right. And like I said, you know me, I may be a conservative, but I'll throw both sides under the bus.
Oh yeah.
And B, stop being a reasonable conservative. You're not on this panel for that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Actually, no, reasonable conservatives are just fine.
I'm just making a joke.
I know. Like
Because
actual
remember,
conservatives, I don't have a problem with that.
Technically, I'm a
Extremist
centrist, and a lot of
ones,
you are liberal nut job.
right.
But
I thought it was
remember,
just a nut
centrist
job.
is true.
LDG is Florida, man.
Well, yeah, there is
LDG's
that.
Florida man, and Dandelions are Canuck, or relative Canuck, even though she's not a full Canuck, I guess.
That's okay. I can represent the socialists on the panel.
Wait a minute, you're only half Canuck?
I'm not Canuck at all. I just live in Canada. I'm actually British. I came here. I immigrated from Britain, and I just never took out Canadian citizenship. I'm a permanent resident. Like I've got, I guess, I don't know if you have an equivalent in the States, but I'm a permanent resident. I just don't have. I don't have voting rights. I can't vote,
Right.
and if I commit like a bad crime, I could be deported.
Okay, so you're what we would call a legal alien.
Yeah.
A legal alien. Okay,
Yes.
you got a green card, but not citizenship.
Yeah, but I could
Man,
easily
why
get
is it like-
citizenship. Like I could get citizenship. It's just I don't know. I hate paperwork so much.
Okay, I would never have thought you were British. You don't sound British.
I came when I was 3.
Ah, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put me in a thing with Yvette for a while, and I'll start sounding a lot more British. Or if I'm chatting with my mom or
Oh,
something like that.
Dandelion, I'm the same way. Every time I go to Texas, I come back with a drawl that
Yeah.
I can't get rid of for a few weeks.
But I do that anywhere I go. Like I always wind up picking up accents, which always seems like so disrespectful, but apparently it's like a thing that people do in order to communicate better with the people around them. So it's like you can't even help it. It just happens. You pick
My
up the like
son-
speech patterns of the people around you.
It's just acclimating to your. It's not
Oh,
anything other
wow.
than acclimating to your climate. And the reason why I say that is because when I was born in Illinois, lived in Tennessee, moved to Germany, been to West Virginia, California, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas. I've lived in all those places, and I've lived in and I've visited so many others. And one of the things you find is you will, if you're willing to and you're open to the culture, you acclimate yourself to fit into the culture versus the culture acclimating to you, which is what I've noticed has been one of the biggest problems with a lot of people is, and this is anyone I've seen, is when you go to another place, it's easier when you acclimate to the culture of that place versus trying to make them acclimate to you because they tend to not like that.
Well, like it stems from a desire to like, communicate most clearly with the people around you. So it's
Well, there's
actually
the brainwashing
respectful
effect. I mean, basically, you're listening to people say the same things you know, and in turn, building memories on how to say things. So you're prone more in the future to repeat that.
Well, I'll take me for example. I'm gonna use the big word that got me made fun of all the time, everywhere I've been, other than back home. Just saying the word wash. And then I always keep getting asked how it's spelled.
You're gonna wash a car?
Yes, they're gonna wash my car. Damn right, I'm gonna wash my car.
See, I've said car right.
I heard borscht when you said that, like the soup, the beet
No, he's
soup.
gonna wash the car.
No, I gotta wash the car. You
Wash
think
the car.
wash is the Midwestern thing. Now, if you were in New York, it would be, or a certain part of New York, it would be probably wash.
Wash my car.
Wash the car. No, it'd be wash the car.
Yeah, American accents are easy for me.
I would love to go to
Yeah,
Iceland
this
as
isn't
well. That
insulting
would
at
be
all.
cool. And New Zealand. But I wouldn't want to necessarily move to
Sorry,
these
I'm from
countries.
California. We just say wash the car.
Wash the
Yeah,
car.
I know you say. Yeah, I know you say. God, I gotta struggle to always say it. I know you say wash the car.
Wash.
Yeah, okay. To me,
Wash.
that is so weird coming out of my mouth saying it like that. To me, it's been wash. It's always been wash.
Oh, you should hear Yvette say any word with the word ass at the end of it.
Dude, American language is kind of weird. We got rid of the U in a lot of letters, except a lot of words, except for glamour.
Really? You still use you in glamour?
Yeah, but we got rid of the U in color, but we still use U in glamour. I'm like,
Weird.
why? Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, do they do that in, dandelion?
We keep the U. We have the U. Like in color has a U in it.
Add the Z's.
Yeah, we keep the U's in things. Actually, we use U even more often than they do in Britain, I think. Some words don't have a U and we use a U, so.
Yeah, American language is weird. I before E, sometimes to C, unless you're spelling cookie.
I didn't think Canada had particularly extreme immigration rules. Usually if you have like a good viable skill, then it's not that hard to get here.
Phonetics is spelled with a P, not an F.
You said you were in Slovakia, Random?
Wait a minute, Dandelion, are you saying that Canadians like people who can bring merit and value to their country?
Yeah. Or, well, we bring in loads of people just to do jobs we can't hire anyone else to do. Like we get people at my work. We've got loads of people that are brought in from, Vietnam. We bring lots of people from Vietnam, people from India, and people from Mexico because you can't find any local people willing to do the freaking hard work that is required to run a nursery.
Right there, Yvette. Arse. No, it's ass. It's
I like arse.
Ass.
It's a donkey.
I kind of like arse though sometimes.
I know. I like arse as well.
Arse just sounds more vulgar than ass.
You like adding in that warsh. You add an R to that. So why not arse with an R?
I wasn't raised around that. That's all. It's how I was raised. I mean, yeah, you would think. I mean, no, in your logic, what you just said, and I'm going to admit, would make total sense.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Very good. He left us alone again.
It's
Well,
past,
this is
not
a,
past.
this is a funny thing when I read a couple
Mass,
of like
not moss.
I'm a big fan of
It's
a British writer's
Levioso,
called
not
Barry Green.
Levioso.
It's Leviosa.
It's
Leviosa.
Leviosa, not Levioso. Potato,
No,
potato,
it was
tomato, tomato,
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I was at a Subway back in Subway. I was at a Subway at our BX on my base in South Carolina, and man, this I remember this British lady who's married to an American, and she said tomatoes, and the guy looked at her with a blank stare, and I said, "She wants tomatoes," and she just shook her head, and she's like, "I fucking hate saying that." I'm like, I can understand. I'm like, trust me, I can understand what it feels like to have people confuse your words. It's like you're American. I'm like, yeah, but I ain't from around here.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, Lessa Milano, same thing.
I'm so close to being finished my sister's sweater. Well, finished the knitting part of my sister's sweater. Then there's all the weaving in all the little stray ends and sewing it together.
What kind of sweater are you doing? You doing a pattern or just simple?
Well, here, just a second. Here, I'll show you the front part of it.
Embiggen.
No, don't embiggen. It's fine. You can see it's just a stripy sweater.
You know, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound a little maybe strange, but that looks like a really nice pattern for a bikini.
You think?
Or a bathing suit. That's the word I should have used.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. There was it's kind of funny because there was one on some website, and she's like, hey, you know, I like this sweater. And she's like, but it's a bit expensive for you to buy me the sweater. And I'm thinking it's probably more expensive for me to knit you the sweater, but I had to dye the yarn myself because I couldn't find any in the right colors that was like not going to cost twice as much as just buying the sweater. So I just took some yarn I already had and dyed it. And then I've been knitting it for the last 4 weeks.
What color is that supposed to be? What colors are those supposed to be?
Pink and yellow.
Oh, pink and yellow.
You
Like
dyed-
red and yellow.
you dyed
Or
both of-
orange.
Nope, it's pink and yellow. Sort of
So
like
you dyed
bubble gum.
So you dyed both yarns pink and yellow? Were they just straight?
No, I dyed a bunch of pink and I dyed a bunch of yellow, and then every 8 rows you just switch to the other color of yarn.
My wife would understand what you're saying better than
Yeah. Well, you're always knitting 1 row at a time in knitting, right? So you do back and forth 8 times, and then you just pick up the other color and you start knitting 8 rows with that color, and then you just drop them and pick them up as you go.
I don't know. All I know is my wife can sit there and do knitting and still talk to me and carry on a conversation and not miss a beat. That's all I know.
That's what I'm doing right now.
NB.
There you go.
For you.
Wow. Yeah, I thought that
Nah.
looked like something like something. I thought that looked like something you'd see in the summertime, and I only meant that because of the colors.
Oh yeah, no, it's a very summery looking sweater, but
Oh, you're
unfortunately,
talking
this
about
one-
the bikini. Okay, sorry. Never mind.
What you
the
think I was
sweater will
talking
not
about?
be a summery sweater. The summer will be a wintry sweater. Well, that's not true. I had some linen silk that I dyed up, but it's much skinnier. And it was going to take me too long to knit it with that. So I went with this yarn instead, which is a little thicker, but a little warmer. But anyway,
Your sister a fan of bright colors?
evidently, because I asked her if she wanted those colors or if she wanted different colors. I mean, I wouldn't have chosen horizontal stripes myself either, but especially not evenly sized horizontal stripes. But hey, if somebody asks for something, I will make them the thing they ask for.
Well, the reason why I asked that is it kind of reminded me of something I would see my grandmother wear when she was alive, because my grandmother was very into, well, I don't know if you use this term in Canada, but very loud colors.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think she just really liked that sweater, so that's all good.
Looks like a nice sweater overall. I mean,
So basically, her fashion was stuck in the 90s.
My grandma's?
Yeah, loud colors, fashion, 90s.
I
The
think
80s that had more of those.
no, that was the
colors.
no.
80s,
That
90s.
happened in the 80s. That happened in the 80s.
Yeah, I was gonna say 80s sort of screamed loud colors to me. But you know what? If you like loud colors, you like loud colors at any time.
Well, she liked loud colors because I remember asking her. I remember asking her once when I was probably 19 or 20, and I go, Grandma, I noticed you wear very loud colors, and she just kind of smiling. She goes, "Yeah, I do." And, and I was like, "Is there a reason?" I was like, "She's like, yeah." Everybody else is wanting to look dark and drabby. I'm going to look flashy and show off and how happy I am in my life.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was
a
thinking
red
too.
door, and I
Yeah.
want to paint it black.
And
It's like
me, that
people
reminds
going
me of,
with
like,
evening dresses in
the
black.
Matrix.
I would never choose an evening dress in black because I want to stand out in a crowd. So I always go for
Well,
sparkly.
it reminds me of that scene from The
Weird
Matrix where they're in the simulation that Mouse made.
Yeah.
And everyone's wearing, black and white clothes, and then suddenly there's the woman in the red dress, and no matter what you can do, because she's the only one in a red dress, you're focused on her.
Yep, exactly.
And like he says, did you hear anything I said, or were you looking at the woman in the red dress to point it out?
Yeah.
It really was a great, because that's the thing. And, I mean, when it comes down to it, this is a very, I don't know why, but it's a thing women want to do. They like to stand out in their outfits. I mean,
except for all the ones who choose black dresses for their evening wear.
I don't understand. Okay, black and white, I get for certain events, but any other event, I would assume the point is to stand out the most. I mean, guys, you could have 6 guys wearing the same suit, and none of them are going to give a shit.
Think wearing a little black dress is kind of
risque.
It's sort of like, well, because it's supposed to be like slimming and flattering, right? So I just always think people who wear just black dresses are insecure, or maybe they like black. I mean, either way. But I always think it shows a level of like insecurity because they don't want people to look at them, like they want to like look like they're slimmer than they are and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Yosef, you would stand out wearing a black dress in the crowd.
I would probably also stand out considering I'm 6'2" and 300 pounds. If I wore a little black dress, people would be like, damn. And I don't know if that would be in a good way or a bad way.
I did have a black dress. I don't think I can fit it in anymore. I think I wore it when I was about 140 pounds, and I'm currently at about 178 pounds. So not quite going to wear that dress.
Don't you?
I'm down 20 pounds so far this year, so that's good. Since June. I've lost 20 pounds since June.
Now, do you want to help me find it for you?
I'm sorry, 2 things at once.
Do you want me to help you find it?
No, I'm good. Do you want the 20 pounds? Because, I'm happy to send it to you if you want.
Eli, if you want some weight, I got 65 pounds on my body I'm trying to get rid of right now.
Yeah, I'm still trying to lose another 30 or so.
That's okay. I'm happy at my 170.
Fuck you. I haven't been 170 since my fucking 20s.
I don't think I've been 170 since high school.
I've never been over 200.
And that was freshman year.
I think the last time I was under 170 was maybe about, what would it have been now? 6 years ago. Gained a lot of weight in the last few years, but I'm working on it. And it's, it goes slowly. Yeah, I don't know. I find that once you're successfully like losing weight in a healthy way, it's sort of like watching a really boring movie. Like it's kind of dull and boring and it's really slow, but you sort of have to like watch the whole thing in order to get the end result. So.
Well, I've ran into a funny one with that because the working out I've done since August, I've lost some inches.
Well, that's good.
I haven't lost any weight, but the more important thing is I've been feeling better, energy, with the exception of the cold I got this week because of the massive weather change. But so be it. But it's funny. I lost some inches
because it's not really weight. It's not really weight you want to lose. It's fat, right? Like when it comes right down to it, we don't really want to necessarily lose weight. I don't care if I weigh this much. If it's muscle, that would be fine. I don't think that's part of why the weight.
Now the fact that I went from a 42-inch pair of pants to a 40-inch pair of pants, and that maybe in a few months I can get to a 38 again, 38-inch. Look, my goal right now, I don't care about weight. My goal right now is I want to get my ass in a pair of 34-inch pants again. And I don't care if that sounds female. That was what I used to wear.
Dude, look at my picture. This is me in a wetsuit, a tight wetsuit. Look how fat I am.
You look extra skinny because the background's the same color as those blue bands at the side.
Oh, well.
Because it's like a teeny tiny little picture on my laptop there.
Oh.
Trying to think how many inches. I think I lost hang on. I got it written down somewhere. Let me just have a quick check to see that. I'm currently at 34 on a waist, but I was started at 37 and a half. So since June. So that's pretty good.
I wasn't.
Random minutes. It's interesting you say that about the inches because you know what the biggest compliment I got from my wife about a week ago that makes me want to keep this doing more? Is she gave me a hug and she was shocked and said to me, she goes, I can put my hands all the way around you now again.
There you go.
I mean, you don't get better. Fuck if I lose the pounds. It's like the fact that my wife notices it and my family's noticing it.
I think Random is talking about his penis.
Hey, what was the number you said, Danny Lane?
About 3.5 inches. I went from 37 and a half to 34.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get who was making a sex reference.
I just measured mine again.
So
that's why I didn't read it out, NB.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I've been up since, look, man, I've been old and I've been up since 3:30. So cut me a break and we fell back.
You mean you got an extra hour of sleep?
Did you fall back? Okay, did you fall back today or do you guys do that at a different time?
Nope, we're done. We did it this weekend too. I think in England they do it a week ago. But here in North America, we wait till after Halloween so the little childrenies don't have to go out in as much dark.
Yep.
Which makes sense. I don't care.
Wait a minute. You have Halloween? You guys do Halloween in Canada?
Yes, we do Halloween in Canada. I mean, not in my neighborhood because the houses are really far apart and people have gates, but
okay,
people going
that
to
is
town.
definitely something we bring up, okay? Halloween, because I took my kids trick-or-treating this year, like I've done every year that I've had them.
Yep.
They quit trick-or-treating after about an hour and a half.
Well, they get so much candy now, right?
That's the thing. They didn't have that much candy.
Oh, okay. They just didn't want more?
I'm like, because I was telling them, like, when I was your guys' age, actually when I was younger than your guys' age, I was trick-or-treating from about 5 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight. And
most places don't still open their doors after. People usually only open the door till about 8. If you haven't got your candy fix in by 8, you're not going to get anyone answering the door.
Well, back then, a lot of people still were handing out candy at midnight, whatnot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, in my neighborhood as a kid, if the pumpkin was lit, they still had candy. If the pumpkin was out, no candy.
What neighborhood were you guys in growing up? And I know I'm older than you, Mike.
Phoenix, Arizona, I grew up.
Maybe SoCal is different. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No, we wouldn't be up that late doing trick-or-treating.
I'm confused about it. You were out till midnight collecting candy. I was told to be home by 8, 9 o'clock at the latest.
No, I was told to come back.
By that time, that's when the lights all went out.
Yeah.
Nobody was seeing enough candy
And
after
me.
9 o'clock.
Hold on.
Right?
Andy, at age 7, I was trick or treating until midnight without any parental supervision whatsoever.
In California.
In California.
This was
In
the same as
1990.
Phoenix. This was the same as Phoenix in the 80s because every kid was out at 11 o'clock midnight still trick or treating with candy. But the rule
Okay,
of the neighborhood was if the pumpkin was lit, they still had candy, and we all hit all the pumpkin lit houses.
Well, I apologize for that. See, where was I in the 80s? Illinois, Tennessee, Germany, Florida, West Virginia, Texas.
Well, this was late 80s, early 90s California.
I didn't get to see. That's my thing. I didn't get to live in the bubbles. I guess a lot of you guys got to live in.
Yeah, we were never up that late. Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you, NB. I don't remember ever being out like that late. And now, definitely, people aren't out that late. Like everyone just turns off all their lights by like 8. Because at that time, all you're getting is teenagers anyway, and people don't, like I don't mind giving candy to teenagers. I don't have an issue with that. I figure if you make the effort to go out with a sack, you can have candy, like whatever. But actually, the weird thing is my sister used to always have little mini Play-Dohs as well. You know how many teenagers chose the Play-Doh over candy?
Yes, I do. I remember those. I remember that. That happened here in America. I remember that.
Yeah. All the teenagers wanted the Play-Doh. They didn't want the candy. It's like, Play-Doh? I'll have Play-Doh.
Okay, but like...
Well, what I remember was about the teenage time. I think when I was in junior high or high school, that's when trick-or-treating really became less of going out to get candy and more like, where's the Halloween party going to be at?
Right, yeah. I mean, we might still be out later, but we weren't going to doors. We were just out like candy and like running around. But we weren't trick-or-treating.
Okay, so hold on. Was I the only kid that did this type of stuff? Tell me, because what I would do as a kid was I didn't have a costume for Halloween. I had 4 costumes for Halloween where I would go out and I'd hit every house in our neighborhood and our neighborhood, the apartment complex across the street and the apartment complex next to that. Then I would go home with a pillowcase full of candy, empty it out in my bedroom floor, change into another costume, go back out and hit all the same houses that had the best candy. Once that pillowcase was about half full, I'd take it home, I'd dump it on the floor, I'd change into my 3rd costume. Then I would hit every single house a second time, that even the ones that had the bad candy, just so I'd have more candy. And then by the time I got home and changed a 3rd into my 4th costume, I would only hit the houses that actually had lights on.
Right. Yeah.
Mike, you are a fucking scammer, you little shit. I'm not going to disrespect you for that as a child, but damn, you were a scammer even as a kid.
You know what? I respect that, though. If that would be a kid I'd give candy to 4 times. That's cool.
There was a Halloween.
Hey, I respect all kids who could scam an adult back in the day. I absolutely respect
one year, when I was a kid, I had a full gorilla costume that I wore with the rubber hands and feet and everything. I got home, changed into my Ninja Turtle costume, Michelangelo, because my name is Mike. Then I'd come home, change into a Grim Reaper costume. And then for the final costume, it was more of the same Grim Reaper, but this time I had a different scythe, different shoes, and a different mask.
Yeah, see, that wasn't practical in my neighborhood because it was a small neighborhood. We'd actually go into town, so it wouldn't have been practical to bring multiple costumes. Besides, you get so much candy so fast, like you really don't need to be out till ungodly hours. I mean, back in the day, they gave you like one like molasses candy at a house, right? Now you go places, they just give you like a handful of candy, it seems like.
No, what kills me here in America in some places, and this is what annoys me, is you'll see the light on and then there's just a bowl out there.
Right.
I hate that.
One of the main reasons why we stayed out so late in the 80s as kids trick-or-treating is because we weren't knocking on houses. We were interacting with each other, trading candy with each other, finding out where the big candy and good houses were. Then we hit up those and exchange more information and candy and hit up more houses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we would interact with their friends and stuff too.
During my kids growing up,
Ricky,
since
God.
most of my kids, their trick-or-treating experience was because they were military brats, where it didn't matter if I lived on base housing or not. You went to base housing and you went to the officers' housing, and especially the general housing, because man, that's where all the good candy was.
Ricky, that little statement of yours is 100% true. Just parts of my 14-year-old daughter's costume was $40, and I remember each of my costumes cost like $5 back in the day.
Inflation, fuck.
I don't think it's just inflation.
That was just the top. That wasn't including the rest of the costume.
We used to make our own costumes.
Oh, those were the days, weren't they?
Well, what's funny you say that. My Ninja Turtle costume was one that we made. I literally learned how. My dad taught me how to sew. So I took an old pillow, cut off the corners, sewed it as round as I could, stitched on a turtle shell pattern to it, and then just put some little backpack type straps on it so I could wear it like a backpack. And the mask was just, all the little, the armbands and the mask was just like a domino mask that I put glued fabric to. And
hey,
I tied
Mike,
it around my head. That was my Ninja Turtle costume.
You didn't have to do that for the air costume. You could have used Gorilla Glue to make your gorilla costume.
Oh God, you did not go.
Well, that was the costume I bought out. I bought it at a swap meet.
You should have used Gorilla Glue.
It literally cost me like $5.
But
I always wear that one for Gorilla Glue. It was hot.
I bet.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue makes great condition.
All right, hey guys, I got to reboot. Hey, Vile, do you need me to close down today, or are you? It looks like you're back in control.
It looks like there's no issues today. Hopefully, it will maintain that.
All right, sweet. Well, I just got to reboot. Thanks for having me, guys. I do got to get some work done, and I'll see you guys later. I'll be listening just in case Vile's computer breaks. Later, guys.
Bye, LDG.
Later. And I think,
now
did I pin the link?
Yep.
Yes, you did. And now we can get a word in.
All right. So if anyone's in the chat wants to join up, you can. Probably still gonna go on for at least another 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out. I gotta go and do some stuff and then do all my cooking for the week.
Oh, great. Now the entire stream is gonna go to hell because Dandelion leaves.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, without our moderating Canadian, how are we supposed to survive as just 3 Americans?
Right.
Oh, no, Mr. Bell.
All right.
Anybody?
Well, thanks for being on, Dandelion.
Well, I'm not gone yet, but I'll go pretty soon, I think. Although I may have to just take a quick bathroom break.
Did you have it's kind of late, I'm noticing. Did you already do your hike?
No, I did not. No. I probably will not hike today. I had not planned on hiking. Like, I'll go out for a good long walk, a couple of hours, but I'm not going to drive up to the mountains. I'm still dealing with a sore shoulder from my jabs on Friday. I got my flu and my COVID boosters or annual vaccinations. And so my shoulder's sore just because, I don't know. I got to find another place to get jabbed because that pharmacist kind of sucks with the needles. He always ends up bruising my shoulder. And I've got like a big red bruise and then a little purple bruise.
Yeah,
and the big red bruise is super itchy today. So I thought just in case I was feeling crappy from the vaccinations, I would not hike this weekend. But actually, other than a sore shoulder and an itchy shoulder now, I've been fine. So
Yeah, my worst part is I took my 2 days off of working out, and then with the temperature dropping and then going back up, I ended up getting a massive fucking head cold.
oh, that sucks. Are you like lifting weights though for your workouts? Is that what you're doing?
I'm doing. I use a Bowflex. I'm using the Bowflex I bought.
But it's resistance training. You should still be okay to do resistance training with a cold. You might want to like take it a little easy. You know, maybe take the weight.
Well, it's when I get a cold, I get very nauseated.
Oh, well, yeah, take some time off then. It's not the end of the world. It gives your body a chance to build those muscles that you've been working on. That's good. Good for you, Andy.
I just hate all the games I've gone since August 14th. I'm just like, God, I'm losing another goddamn week.
Yeah.
It affects me a little bit mentally when that happens, but hopefully
well, that's what I'm saying. If you feel like you want to do a little bit of something, go do a little bit of something. Just don't push keep the habit, right?
Well, what I do is if I can't do the resistance training because of that, what a lot of times I'll do is I'll find a good yoga video and try and find one that doesn't make me do a lot of movements, more keep me on the ground. That helps. But I love yoga. I absolutely love yoga. I think yoga is one of the greatest.
Yeah. No, me too. That's what I've got today. I don't have resistance training today. I have yoga today. But usually I'll do resistance training for 4 weeks and then I take a week off, but I do the yoga all the time.
Are you telling me it's the non-Californians that do the yoga in this chat or in this panel right now?
Seems like.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I stopped doing yoga like 5 years ago when I stopped working out weight training. And I'll tell you what, I used to be a cardio fanatic. I used to be I could even be a power lifter. And I'll tell you what, the one thing I was regretting is like I should not have stopped doing yoga.
Yep.
Of any of the other ones, I wish I had never not done yoga. I wish I had not stopped that. Because that one was the best part of my mind and my body.
Yep. I hear
you. Do you do yoga? Or am I the only person that doesn't do yoga right now?
I have never done a yoga position in my life.
Yeah, you have. You just don't know it.
Well, unless I was in bed with a woman, but still.
Well, yeah. No, you've actually done a shit ton of yoga positions in your life. You just don't realize it.
Standing in one spot, that's a yoga position.
Yeah, I can't do that for very long.
No.
I've never done yoga.
Have you done anything like this in your life? Just stood up, maybe stretched down a little bit, lifted up.
Hey, look at you, bending from the hips. Good job. But yeah, I found like just losing 20 pounds.
I make my body make strange sounds.
I mean, just losing 20 pounds, I'm getting so much more compression in my forward fold. It's amazing not having that giant belly between me and my thighs.
That's the worst thing. No, I'm telling you what, that is the worst thing I've noticed about me being fat now.
Yep.
Is the yoga positions I used to be doing. And the yoga positions I used to be able to do so well. I'm struggling with it. I'm like, this sucks worse than me. I'm more pissed off about that and more disappointed in myself than not being able to bench what I used to bench.
I would have to say that was one of the biggest motivators for me to lose the weight. When I hit 200 pounds, I'm like, fuck, I could still touch my toes, but it was really uncomfortable. Like there was just belly. I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't keep watching my weight go up.
Now, what happened for me was,
I'm 300 pounds, but I still can touch my toes.
Well, I could touch my toes.
I can touch my toes, sure, but here's the thing. What really did it for me, and this is just for me, was trying to bend over and tie my shoe and have trouble breathing.
Yeah.
That's when it really hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I always get on a knee to tie my shoes.
I don't. I bend over.
Yep.
I've always done it that way. So if I tie my shoe like this. I go down like this. I don't do anything else. So I'd have times where all of a sudden I'd be down here and then I have to come back up because I can't fucking breathe.
Yep. I was finding the same thing. That was one of my biggest motivators too.
To me, I've always took a knee when I wanted to tie a shoe. So yeah.
Although I can actually stand on one foot and just bring my other foot up towards me and tie my shoe that way. Like I can just stand on one foot and tie a shoe.
Wait a minute, you can tie your shoe in tree position. Shit, I can't do that right now, even if I tried.
That requires a lot of like fast twitch muscle to keep standing in one spot.
Yeah.
Daddy,
Me trying
come on
to do this right now. Yeah, not gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
Let me see if I could do it right now. I probably could do it right now. Yeah, I could do it.
I could maybe hold that position.
Well, I'm sitting in my car. I'm not going to
put my hand over.
Let's see. Could I? Yeah, I could do it.
Oh, shit, you're doing better than I'm doing.
I'm still in my jammies. That's when my camera's off.
What?
Hello, Caddy. Hello.
Hi, Caddy.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Well, she's in the chat, but she says she can't,
shit.
come on because she's not home.
Gotcha.
Oh, Ricky brought it up. Oh, man, I can't believe we forgot about this.
Well, it is the title of the stream.
Yeah,
it's written right at the top of the StreamYard page, CNA Stream 178. Remember, the 5th of November.
I never read the titles.
Gotcha.
And plus, the thumbnail on YouTube actually has the Guy Fawkes mask on it.
Yep.
Sorry.
I don't know if anyone notices when I occasionally change up the thumbnail.
No, you got to realize something. I get that. I just didn't get it was actually that day.
All right, I'll be right back.
Sorry, what's that?
Ooh.
Mikado? No, solamente. Mi solamente. Just me. Sorry, I'm talking to a 5-year-old. 6-year-old, sorry. She just turned 6. Did everyone just leave all of a sudden?
No, you were talking to a child.
She wants to get in the car, and I'm trying to tell her not right now because I'm talking to people, and it's just me in the car. This is the same girl that hates it when I'm here, but also hates it when I'm not here. And yeah, Caddy posts the quote. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta held as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this, I can't remember how to pronounce that word, of verbiage, veers most verbose. So let me simply add that you, sorry?
That's vicarious.
That's not very vicarious.
Value and veracity.
But yeah, I love, as I said, I loved the comic. Veracity. I loved the movie.
Just don't ask me to repeat that line. There's too many V's in it.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is the confluence of events to have the character V, and of course, what V is the Roman numeral for what?
Shit, I don't remember. 5.
Okay, and his successor is Evie.
Two in my name.
Well, the successor for V is Evie, and E is the 5th letter of the alphabet. So she's literally 5V or Evie, you know. So she's basically double V.
No, I got the whole thing he was saying there. It's just I'm not gonna be able to repeat that. God, who was it? Isn't the guy who played V the same guy who played Agent Smith?
Yep, Hugo Weaving. And at least he didn't do the whole "I got to show my face on camera." He at least
that's why they fired the last.
I hate it when they
had to get rid of my first pot of tea and change into actual clothes. It was getting a bit late to be still wearing jammies.
Yeah, Mike, if I'm not mistaken, the original actor, I don't know who was going to play V, quit because he knew his face was never going to get shown, and he didn't like that. And they hired Hugo. And see, here's the thing. When it comes to something like this is where I'm completely the opposite. I don't want to see his face. Because that is... That's to me is going to betray the movie. I don't need to see what he looks like underneath. I don't need to see him charred up. Everything that has been, everything about him I know is based on his actions, his verbals, and his non-verbals. I don't need to see his face.
NB, is that why you like the new Dread? Is that why you like the new Dread instead of the original Sylvester? Because the new Dread, he doesn't remove his helmets?
Well, what I was going to say was... No, what I was going to say was... oh, fuck. Now you made me lose my point of thought. Thanks, Elihu.
Well, Elihu, there was also that, and Carl Uber was a better choice than Stallone.
Yeah, Stallone wanted his face shown, but Carl Urban is like, okay, I'll do it. Never removed his helmet. That's a perfect Dread.
No, that's
to see his face.
Yeah, and what happened after that? We all begged for them to put it on like FX or something to make a series out of it because that was the Dread we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need this? Why do I need to see him with his helmet off? That's not his character.
I know.
Why do I need to see him with his helmet off? He's been in the comics his whole life. When he's without his helmet, it's either his backside or the entire top part of his face is either shaded or blurred out or whatever. It was like telling me Logan. It was like telling me Wolverine's backstory. It was like, go fuck yourself. I didn't want to know it.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Okay, sorry. I remembered what I wanted to say.
Oh. Okay, go ahead, Vile, before we forget again.
Okay, the idea of having V Vendetta remove his mask at all and show his, the actor's face would have been counter to what the principle of the character was. He is not an individual. He is an idea.
Bingo.
And that's why he says, you can't kill me. I'm an idea, not a person.
No, and that was, you nailed it because he's like, die. Why won't you die? Because I'm an idea.
I mean, it's the same thing as Batman. Batman is supposed to be an idea. He's not supposed to be a man, despite the fact that man is in his name.
And Superman is a symbol of hope, but yet he's always around.
Yeah, Bat idea isn't as creative. It doesn't sound as doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Bat concept.
But when you think about it, but when you think about it, what Vile Mike says makes total sense. Because if we go back to when I was reading comics, we go back to one of the biggest things that happened to Batman, and that was Brain breaking him. And now you need to understand something. Too many people, I think, nowadays focus on Bane just breaking his back. I'm like, no, you have to read what was going on. That he did not just break him physically, he broke him mentally. And what did you have? He was broken so bad. Who did he give the Bat mantle to? Not Dick Grayson, who it should have gone to. He gave it to Abberjam.
John Paul Valley.
Yeah, John Paul Valley. He gave it to him. And, even though Dick Grayson even said he didn't want it, the point of the matter is if Bruce had asked him, I need you to take the mantle. Dick would have taken it. I totally believe that because he did several times because he knew Gotham needed a Batman.
Hold on. When did the Nightfall storyline happen?
1993 or
2
4.
or 3. I thought it was 2 or 3.
Nightfall, Batman.
All right, 93 to 94.
There you go. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and
You have to admit that Azrael's final Batman costume is the edgiest of edgy 90s edge possible. With all the
because
sharp
the whole point
corners and all the belt pockets.
Yeah, but the whole point of him was the whole point of his character being Batman, and he even did it. He threw Tim Drake out. He goes, I don't need a Robin. Tim Drake got his own series because Jumbo Valley flat out said, I don't need Batman. Bruce Wayne needed you. I don't.
How you feeling?
And it had to take Bruce coming back. It had to take Bruce coming back and being like, okay, I fucked up. You are betraying the mantle of the title of Batman. You're betraying the idea, and I'm taking it back from you.
I heard the penguin fridge penguin.
Yep, fridge penguin. Sorry, he doesn't have like a volume control, so if I open the fridge, he's gonna say something in the voice he says it in.
Well, we know whenever you get to his fridge, so hey.
Right?
But what I think about the Nightfall, the Night Crusade, and the subsequent one that happened after that is a lot of people forget that there was another story arc called Prodigal. Yeah, I gotta admit, man, that was a pretty fucking badass costume.
That is like the edgiest of edgelord 90s as you could get. All the, as I said, sharp points. You can't really tell. Let's see if I can. Hold on. You can't really tell. He's got the pouches on his belt, which Batman already had, but he's got pouches on his legs as well. He's got pouches on his arms that you can't see.
Has he got pretend abs?
It was something like combined. He's got he looks like Cable mixed with Batman mixed with Iron Man.
And that was his.
And I always both loved and hated this outfit.
Well, one of the problems was with it is John Paul Valley did exactly what Batman never did. He relied on his technology that he had, but he never overused it. He never depended on it. He focused more on his detective skills and his intelligence, and he just used those as a means to an end. John Paul Valley just went fucking overboard.
Okay, I can't spell right now. Sorry.
But one of the things I was saying is, after Batman did take back the mantle of the title from John Paul Valley, there was a story arc called Prodigal, where even though Batman came back, he only came back at that moment to take back his title from John Paul Valley. And then he basically handed it off to Dick and said, I need you to take this while I still recover. And it's interesting how Dick responds to him, because he goes, I can't ever replace your shoes, but man, it's going to be wild living in them. And it was like the one reference I remember very well, because I knew Dick never wanted to be Batman, but there's kind of like, I think there was something there. It's like, he really does trust me that I could take the mantle. And I think there was something to that. Oh, by the way, I was 13 when I was thinking this shit when I was reading this.
No tengo. Sorry. You can continue your thought. I was talking to one of the kids. Sorry.
Oh, that was the end of my thought. I mean,
Hey, Elihu, do you know
oh.
when Chris is ever going to do Jackbox games again? Because I'm kind of missing that on Sunday afternoon evenings.
I have no idea because he just about 45 minutes ago sent a message saying the Loki Roundtable was being rescheduled tonight. So,
oh, they are doing Loki tonight? I missed it last week.
No, it's being rescheduled to either tomorrow or Tuesday. He hasn't got a definite answer yet.
Right. Well, I guess with the changing job, he doesn't have weekends free like he used to. He should pick another evening then. Do it some other evening.
Yeah.
Oh well. I guess that's up to him.
In order to make some more money, I might be getting another job. So I told him so far the days I can't work are Tuesday afternoons, Friday afternoons, and Sunday morning. So we'll see how that turns out.
Right.
Oh, crazy random question here, Dandelion. When does Canada celebrate your Thanksgiving? Because
our Thanksgiving is in early October.
Okay.
It's like the second weekend in October.
This is the Aurora forecast right now. What's going on in the UK?
Right. So it's really only very north in England.
Yeah.
Yvette's very far south in England, so she probably wouldn't be seeing them anyway.
Maybe
she's very right.
Explain to me why it is always like, does the sun ever shine in England?
Yes. Not a lot. That's why we're also cold.
Can I get a British person to actually do a video of that one day to prove it? Yvette or one of the other ones I know? Because I swear to God, every video I ever see from a Brit in Britain, it's usually raining. And here's the thing I can't figure out. And this comes from a guy who was here in America, spent like 3-4 months, really toured it with another person. They video on TikTok. And he was freaked out by a southern thunderstorm. And I'm like, how can it rain so much in a country and never have thunder crack that?
We don't get thunder lightning storms here in coastal BC either. Like occasionally we'll get like a little bit of thunder and lightning, but we don't get thunderstorms here.
No, it's rare when it happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's rare. It's rare when it happens in California too.
Yeah, along the coast, it's just not conducive. I think it's because of you don't get the right kind of convection happening, and then the mountains kind of like crush the hopes of any thunderstorms that try to build up.
We need a meteorologist. Katie's asleep, so.
Well, you're the closest scientist.
I don't think she's been on the CNA stream in months, or at least I don't think she's been on this entire year so far.
It's been a while.
On the CNA stream.
It's only been a couple of weeks.
No, I mean on the CNA stream. I don't think she's been here in a long time.
No.
Nope.
She posted about lack of sleep, so I think she's asleep.
But yeah, it's just interesting how I see, it's like I did a video. Here, I'll give you an idea. Now, pull this up real quick from my account. I took a video out.
Now it's starting to rain. Yay. Still gotta go to Target. And the dispensary.
Oh, that sucks for you. It's nothing but sunshine. There's not a cloud in the sky right now.
Lucky. Well, look southwest before sunrise. If you're up, you can see the meteor shower then. Can't see it around here.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and get up that. Well, let me think. When's sunrise going to be now? I'll have to check that just a second. Sunrise is at. Hang on. It'll tell me here in a minute. So if it's sunrise is at 7-ish, yeah, I'll be up like an hour and a half before sunrise.
Yeah, if you can spot Orion, look to the right of it. That's where the shower is supposed to come.
Like I said, I think it's going to be raining and cloudy most of the week. So yeah, and it looks like it's going to be really rainy tomorrow and tonight. So, but at least it's still warm. It's been really warm.
Yeah, it's 65 and it's sprinkling. I'm like, damn.
Yep. That's I think that's about the same as here, except for I'm in centigrade, so or Celsius.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
No, I'll
Not
share
quite.
one thing with you guys before I end the stream.
Sure.
Earlier this week, I picked up a bunch of stuff, mostly some old VHS tapes and some books that I'm slowly trying to post onto the eBay store.
Mhm.
But one of the things I picked up that's too beat up to sell that I'm going to keep for myself is a Command and Conquer book. And I picked it up because I'm like, I didn't even know there was a Command and Conquer book.
Mm.
So, do you guys happen to see it?
No, it's
Not
still
yet.
buffering.
I see the circle of death.
Yeah, it's still buffering.
Oh, great.
Do you have
We'll just
dial-up?
give it a second. It'll happen eventually, unless the photo's too big.
Are you using dial-up?
Oh, come on.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Sorry.
Ah,
And NB says
Nope.
he kicked himself out, but I still see him.
Yeah, it looks like you're here, NB. You're just muted. Weird. Maybe his computer went
So-
down?
But I noticed
Oh.
the author is
Weird, NB.
Keith DeCandido. So I actually tagged him.
Oh
saying,
god, I finally found the fucking.
Keith, why didn't
I
you
finally
tell me?
found it.
And he not only did he respond. Yeah, he actually responded and basically said, "You never asked." Sorry, I loved his response. Book singular, and you never asked. It's not like it was a secret though. Based on the royalty statements, maybe it was.
Damn. Hey, at least you're getting royalties. All the books I've written, I don't
So-
get any royalties.
Oh, and Emmy's trying to share something. We'll see if it actually pops up without the red circle or the circle of death.
hey,
Yeah,
it popped up.
Yep. Must be just you, Mike. What's up? Okay, let's play this. Is that right now?
Oh, that's nice, dude.
That's pretty cool, NB. I do, that's one thing I do miss about living out east was thunderstorms. But I don't love thunderstorms enough to have to put up with like snow and humidity to go back there.
That is awesome, dude.
I will say on my cross-country road trips, when I was driving in a car, I loved, all the thunderstorms that you'd encounter going across country. On a motorcycle, They fucking suck.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I would. Well, I'm not a rider, so actually, I'm terrified of being on. I'm terrified of having a motorcycle. I've
Bike's
known too
fun,
many.
dude.
I've known too many people who've, lost their life because of that.
Well, NB, my dad died in a motorcycle accident.
Well, I didn't know that.
When I and I haven't owned a motorcycle since Caddy was a little kid. I mean, like a baby. So I was talking to my stepmom a few years back, saying, with the gas prices the way they are, I'm thinking about just buying a motorcycle, getting my Class M license again, just to save gas. And she goes, "If you buy a fucking motorcycle, I'll kill you myself."
I've considered getting like an electrical bicycle.
I'm going to tell you right there, Mike. That was pretty much, no, you're not buying the fucking thing.
Exactly. So, I have not yet
Now, my
bought
whole thing
another
is-
motorcycle.
No, I've known several friends who've unfortunately lost their lives to that. I've had a few families like my grandfather. He got wrapped around a tree because at one time when he was younger. It's just
Ouch.
there are too many horror experiences that I see and have heard in my life with motorcycles, and I'm like, if I'm gonna drive, I want the fucking roll cage around me. I
Yeah.
want that goddamn safety net.
My dad, okay. NB, basically what happened is my dad had a heart attack while on his motorcycle, and while because he was having a heart attack, he clipped a car and went flying.
Right.
Ow.
So
Well, unfortunately,
it's
we had a similar. Well, I mean, that's okay. That's an external unfortunate factor because we had a similar incident where I lived in South Carolina with an elderly lady in her car, and she had a heart attack, but because of where she was driving and what happened, she went full on head on into the one fucking tree that she could have hit.
Yeah.
If it had just been a few seconds later, a few seconds earlier, she would have missed it completely.
But don't
It's like,
forget the
it's
very
like
first
that
two
really
cars.
tasteless. It's like that really tasteless joke, I want to die, quickly and painlessly like my grandpa, not screaming and painfully like everyone else in his car. That
yeah.
But don't forget the very first two
All right.
cars in Ohio
On
got into an accident with each
that
other.
great somber note, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
Well, we've certainly covered a
which-
lot of interesting topics.
You know which one?
Oh yeah, I love how we just go from topic to topic.
Oh yeah.
Which
Well, that was
video
the-
should I play?
I thought that was the fun of this.
You know which one, Mike?
Anything but tennis balls.
So you want Gangnam? Always Gangnam?
You know which one?
All right, hopefully it'll play for me.
More singing, more voices.
Help the Klingons to hurrah! Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Hey, sexy Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Hey, sexy Klingon style.
All right, you're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining. All right.
Yeah,
Later,
bye.
folks.